do a reading based on the sun in your different birth or D9 Navamsa houses. I think I'll eventually get through all the planets. Okay, so I'm going to do readings with all the planets, but for this one, I'm going to start with the sun. Okay, so this is going to relate to your sun sign. Now, I know no one's ever probably seen how this works before. It's kind of a new thing. I'm going through with it myself. We'll see. Hi, Karen. My only one. Hi, Karen. So what I'm planning on doing for this reading is explaining to you how important the sun is and what it means in your D9 Navamsa chart, which is your relationship chart. It's basically a dissection of the 7th house, which represents your relationships. That's the D9 Navamsa chart. So it's a chart based on another chart from a certain house from that chart. And that's what the D9 Navamsa is. Now, in modern times, D9 Navamsa doesn't just have to do with your marriage life, because in ancient times and the elders, they believe D9 Navamsa only pertains to people who are legally bound and married. Now, in modern days, that doesn't really count, does it? Because people move in with someone. They have children with someone. They share a life, bills, cars, a home, everything with someone. That is the same thing as combining that relationship with somebody else. So when your 7th house becomes activated, the D9 Navamsa is, in my opinion, modern astrology, your important relationships. So we're going to look into your important relationships and what it means to have the sun in each house of your chart of your marriage, or of your chart based on your relationships. What does it mean? The D9 for single people can also represent your elder chart. Well, basically when you're older. So the D9 Navamsa can represent somebody who is over the age of 36 years old. Technically, by Vedic astrology, it is the age of 36, okay? Has to be 36. Maybe you can push it with 35 a little bit, you'll notice it, but it has to be 36. For single people in Vedic, and that's how the original elders viewed it. But me, I'm modern, I'm gonna do a little twist. I also believe that this chart can become active upon the union of a youthful marriage or a family. Maybe you move in with someone at the age of 25 years old, okay? And you have a child and you share a home. Again, that becomes active. But if you're 25 years old with no children and you're not married, but you are living with someone, you might get a taste of the D9, but it's not the full-blown D9 perspective. So keep that in mind when you're in this reading, that age does have something to do with this. And so does very impactful relationships on your life. This is going to be a relationship that you're destined to be with. This is not a fly-by-night fling. This isn't somebody you met at the club and you hung out with and did Netflix and chilled for 3 months. They're not going to show up in your D9 Navamsa. They will not show up. Those people are Mars. Everyone that you've had a one-night stand with, a sexual interaction with without commitment, everyone that you've had an intimate relationship with but no children, no moving in, no commitment, they will not be seen in the 7th house or the D9 Navamsa, period. In your birth chart, in your Navamsa chart, in any chart, those kinds of relationships are not seen in your birth chart or your Navamsa, period, but definitely they have nothing to do with your 7th house. Now, if Mars is in your 7th house, they probably have something to do with it. But I just want to explain it very clearly. Hi, Elizabeth. That I am looking specifically into people that are having very serious relationships. This will not apply to I like somebody from work. I never told them. Or I really like somebody, we were talking, texting, seeing each other, slept around a few times, disappeared, we're reconnecting again. That person's not seen through the chart. Those people are not seen, gone, invisible. These are your husband or wife. And if it's not legally married, this is the person you see yourself growing old with or having children with or spending a life with. And you spend years, yes, years in a relationship. So now that that's cleared up, the D9 Navamsa chart represents the 7th house, and it's a look into your 7th house. It's a look into your serious relationships. Does this apply for people that have been married once, twice, 3 times? Yes, it applies to you because you were married multiple times. Does it apply to someone that has had children with someone and a serious relationship and then children again with somebody else? Are those both people seen in the D9? Yes. Children, marriage, house, sharing of a life, they're all seen in the D9, okay? As for me as a modern day astrologic point of view. Now, like I said, if you're going to talk to an old it's late. If you're going to talk to an OG astrologer who's clearly over the age of 50, they're probably going to have an old school perspective and tell you that the D9 is only for marriage. But today, in this day and age, it cannot apply because there is same-sex relationships that are very serious and maybe not married. There are people that share children and have been together for years and never have walked the aisle. So it just doesn't apply in modern day. So anyways, if you're going to get a perspective of somebody old school, you're not going to get a modern approach. But look at Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. They've been together for what, like 20-something years? Okay. I'm sorry, but that's D9. It ain't no Mars relationship. And so for those of you that are coming in, just one more thing before I start. Mars is flings and sexual relationships that are not imprinted in your life. D9 Navamsa 7th house is serious relationships, someone that is going to commit to you, period, whoever they are. Okay, so now we're going to start. Let's see, what tarot am I going to pick? It's a very important. I think I'm going to use my Spirit Speaks Oracles for this. I feel like they've been speaking to me today. So I'm going to go ahead and use them. So my approach to this reading is I'm going to go through the houses. So Sun, I know I still can't find my freaking tarot, guys. I found like half of it and I'm missing the other half. And I don't want to open a new package because I have to mail it out to people. Anyways, I'm going to talk about Sun through the 1st house all the way through the 12th house. And each time I pick a card for the house, I will talk to you about what that would mean for you in your D9 Navamsa, which is your relationship chart. It can also sometimes, you know, the D9, yes, it represents marriage, but if it represents age for you, and for me it does, I'm going to be honest, D9 Navamsa for me talks more to me about my over 35 years of, you know, living on this earth than it does relationships at this time. Most likely because I'm single at this time. Well, technically single. Emotionally taken, technically single. You know how that is. But I just wanted to point that out. So if you guys are single like me, where you're emotionally taken but physically single, the D9 chart will still represent your relationships, but also your personal life if you're over the age of that, okay? I have a Pisces sun in the 5th house of Pisces. Yes, let's be clear one more time on this reading though, guys. I love you for that comment. I am not talking, let's be very clear. Markers help people know because we're going to have people coming in that don't know. In the title, I put Navamsa D9. That's the only chart. I am not talking about your birth chart. Not. Okay? This is specifically just the D9 chart. This does not apply to tropical birth charts, and it does not apply to your D1 birth chart for Vedic. The big chart on the main page, it does not apply to that. It's a smaller chart underneath the other charts. It's that little chart, D9. That's what I'm applying this to, which basically is a dissected 7th house from your birth chart. Okay? So let's just be clear, it has nothing to do with your birth chart. So I just want to be clear so as I'm doing the readings, there won't be any confusion. Okay? Okay, let's see what's going on. We're going to start with Sun in the 1st house. Sun in the 1st house of D9 Navamsa does represent you, okay? Because the 7th house represents other people. So when the Sun is sitting here with you, the Sun's goal is to give you confidence, ego, pride, arrogance, fame, fortune, purpose. The Sun is here to shine a light on you in whatever house it's in, but especially in the 1st house. And in the 1st house, it's all about you. So in regards to your relationships, if the Sun is in your D9 Navamsa chart, okay, and if you guys want to check this while I'm doing this reading, you can go to Vaults of the Heavens, okay, Google this, Vaults of the Heavens, Lahiri Ayanamsha chart. Lahiri Ayanamsha chart, okay? And anyways, that's what you're going to be looking at, okay? So if you want to look at your chart, you're going to need to know your location, your time of birth. It matters. It has to be precise. If you don't know your time of birth, why bother? And if you are not sure of your time of birth and you're going to round it off, don't bother. Check your birth certificate if you don't know. Just open up your little case of whatever files, find your birth certificate, check your time of birth and location so it can get the longitude, latitude, and you're going to find it, okay? And then when you open up your chart, the main big chart is your birth chart. We're not looking there. You're going to look at like a whole bunch of other charts below that. D9 should be the 2nd row down in the middle, and it will say D9, okay? Or it will say Navamsa, and that's how you're going to find out what I'm talking about, okay? So for those of you that already follow Vedic astrology, you know what I'm talking about, but for those of you that don't, I'm just helping you out there so you can check it out, okay? Oh, someone knows. My Sun is in Taurus in the D9. I love that. Elizabeth, get the hell out of here, because my Sun is in Taurus in the D9, but the house is where it matters. So check where your Taurus house is in the D9, okay? What's the Google again, Mel? It's Vault, V-A-U-L-T, Vault of the Heavens, Lahiri, H-I-R-I, Ayanamsha, A-Y-N, and you just can spell out the rest, okay? But it has to be those two things. If you just do Vault of the Heavens, just plain vault, you're not going to find it. And I'll tell you why, because if you just do Vault of the Heavens, they take a tropical approach, and so your chart will be read tropically. The way you'll know you're entering it correctly is if the area where you enter your information is on the top left hand of the page. If you open up this website and you see it on the top left of the page, you're in the right place. Oh, and you also want to pick the north chart. That's easier to read. If you like the south, that's fine. I prefer the north, but I don't care, okay? So forget that, but I prefer the north chart, and if I ever do future astrology videos, I'll refer to it, so it's just easier if you follow it that way. Okay. The 1st house, by the way, is always the top diamond, okay? So look at the top diamond when you see your north chart. The top diamond is house number 1, and then you go to the left, house number 2, 3, 4, and so on, okay? Whew. All right, so anyways, Sun in the 1st house. Yes, the sign matters, but I'm not going to get into the sign today. We're just going to talk about the sun in the first house. And I pick this card, and I'll reveal it in a minute. Again, this is the house of Aries, but the first house could be any of the other signs that you have in your chart, any of the other zodiac signs. It depends on the person, okay? The first house will represent your rising. So if the sun is in the first house, it would represent you. It would talk about you. And it would talk about your ego, your pride, your confidence. Now, if someone has the sun in their first house, they have an overinflated ego. I'm just going to tell it like it is. Now, this is the sun by itself. If there's other aspecting planets in the first house with the sun, that's a whole nother pot of fish. Okay? But I'm just going to focus on it right now as a one. Okay? I know some people have Jupiter and Mars with sun in the first house, and I'm not going to get into that today. That would be too detailed per person. It'd be too individual. Let's just focus on the sun, okay? Anyways, this person would have an overinflated ego. This person in a marriage, it would be all about them, okay? All about them. Remember, the sun is the king of astrology. Everything revolves around the sun. Even Saturn and Jupiter and everything revolves around the sun except Rahu and Ketu. And they're not really planets, they're shadows of the moon. But some people think they are actually a secret planet, but that's a story for another day. But those are the only two that don't revolve around the sun, so they don't really listen to the king, okay? They eclipse the king, all right? But let's just talk about the sun as I need to focus. If you're in a relationship, it means, and if this is your person that has a sun in their first house in a D9, this is going to really talk about their overinflated ego and how it's all about them. They tend to be a little bit selfish. Of course, the signs that they're in, it does make a difference. If it's Cancer, you know, that would be their rising or moon. They might be more caring and nurturing than some, okay? But if you have a sun in the first house, kind of doesn't matter. It just talks about ego and arrogance. And it does talk about you revolve around me. You do what I say. This would be somebody who's in control. This would be like a general. Okay, this would be a manager, a boss. This is somebody in charge. Whoever has a sun in their first house is like, I dominate you. You listen to me. I'm the authority in this marriage. I'm the authority in this relationship. It can get intense if there's a Mars with the sun. That person could be violent, okay, and even abusive towards the other person or other people, but especially in a relationship in the D9. So yes, it matters who's around the sun. If Jupiter is with the sun in the first house, he would probably tone it down a bit. He would probably be a little bit more philosophical, try to be understanding, still an overinflated ego, but definitely more gentle, and there would be some balance. There would be some balance between the control. Kind of like, what's his name from 50 Shades of Grey? Whatever, that guy who kind of controlled her, but he loved her at the same time. You know, it's that kind of energy where you do what I say, I dominate you, yet you still have some kind of a strange dominance against me, and I'm a little bit more balanced and I'm fair, you know. And so it kind of matters who's with the sun, but just to give an overview, that's what it looks at. Now, I'm pulling a card for the sun in the first house, D9 Navamsa, whoever that would be who might have it. We have mirroring, the number 19. Seeing yourself in another's eyes. And so I feel like whoever may have a sun in their first house, in their D9, they may be seeing a mirror reflection of themselves in their partner, okay? And so there's this strange, you're like me and I'm like you, we're the same. There's a twin-like energy here, twin flame energy here even possibly, but definitely kindred spirits, kindred soul. And you know, whoever, and let me just say this real quick though. Your sun represents a purpose of why you were born here. So wherever your sun is in your chart, there's a reason why you were born. And wherever that sun is, it talks about that reason. Maybe you were put here in the first house because you were meant to be there for this other person. You were meant to have this relationship with this person and dominate this person in some way. You were meant to be a leader for this person, to take control of this person. Go back to bed right now. Hang on, guys. Yeah, you're going back to bed. No, we're not having this. Okay. So anyways, you were put here to dominate this person. It looks like it is a soulmate relationship. I do like the aspect of the 1-7, first house, 7th house. With the sun there, it does mean you were purposely put here to be in a relationship with this person. So yes, there is soulmate vibes. There is soulmate energy. You were meant to be here with this person. It was destined. It was written in the stars. And they are very similar to you. Here's the problem. If you're trying to dominate and control and lead this relationship, this person is going to do the same. So there's going to be a butting of heads. Whoever has this sun in the first house, D9, okay? There's going to be a domination war. You both want to lead. You both want to be king. It's quite possible that your partner is mirroring you and they have a sun in the 7th house while you have your sun in the first. So you guys are bumping heads, quartering off like, I'm the sun, no, I'm the sun. And it's this mirror reflection of each other. And so there's some frustration. And anyways, this is really crazy. Anyways, that's what's going on. Domination, leadership, kingship, control, and ego, and very intelligent. This person's mind, which the first house represents your mind, is very quick, very bright. The sun does represent healing and wisdom. It represents growth. So whoever this is has an eye for growth and even fame. Whoever may have a sun in their first house could have a lot of fame. Okay, so I see that with someone who is either famous or maybe you're with somebody famous because of the mirroring. Okay, which is very simple because if somebody has a sun in the 7th house, fame. Somebody has a sun in the 10th house, fame. So this could definitely speak to popularity. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. So I see that you have some serious ego issues here, okay? And we're gonna maybe come back to that. Let's move on to the 2nd house. Let's talk about sun in the 2nd house for the D9 Navamsa. This represents support, basically. Financial support, nourishment, food, what supports you, your family. So it represents your early childhood, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sisters. And in a marriage, the 2nd house represents your financial status as far as hidden money, like savings account that you hold together in a marriage or relationship. Equity in your home or just a home period, your vehicles, and how you guys cook in the home. What do you guys eat as a couple? And how do you guys parent if you have children? So in the D9, this 2nd house can talk about that. And if the sun is there, it means that there's a great importance on financial stability. Huge. If somebody has a sun in their 2nd house and a D9, you better believe they care about how much money their spouse makes, if they own property, if they own vehicles, okay? Everybody has a sign in every house, hun. What happens is not everybody has a planet in every house, like you said. But if that house is empty and you still have a sign, it still means something, okay? It talks about the energy of how that house is ran. But today we are doing a reading on the D9 Navamsa, which is a specific chart. And it's only seen through age and marriage. And it would be someone who's over the age of 36 preferably. 35 can push it, but 36 for single people or just people in general. And any age for people who are married with children or sharing a home and a life with someone, any age. And that would be seen in the D9 Navamsa. So for the second house, here's what I see with the sun in the second house for people with the D9. I have, and it could be Virgo, it could be Libra, whoever sign you have in the second house, that's fine. But we're just going to talk about the sun in that second house right now. We have the number 39, let it go. Let go of what was, accept what is. This sounds an awful lot like Pisces in the second house with the sun and a D9 Navamsa. It also sounds a lot like Scorpio in the second house and a D9 Navamsa. It sounds a lot like that to me, about letting something go, releasing. Yeah, but it could be any sign, I don't care, but that's what I'm feeling here. And so the sun for the second house would represent someone who has a lot of fortune, a lot of money, a lot of status. This person could also be a little overweight with the sun in the second house, D9 Navamsa. And it could be you or your partner, but somebody could be a little bit heavy, a little bit overweight. And it would represent someone who cares, like I said, just a lot about money, a lot about what you eat, what you put on the table. This could be someone who is controlling about what kind of food you eat. We are a vegetarian family, we do not eat meat. Or the opposite. We are a family that eats meat and vegetarians are ridiculous. Let's not be ridiculous. You know what I mean? So it's someone who cares and is very opinionated about that specific arena. This is also somebody very driven. If the sun represents your ego and your pride, this is someone who's very driven to get money and very driven to put nice food on the table, very driven to have a home and equity, and very driven to have nice things that support themselves and the family. So in a relationship, let's just be serious now. This is someone that cares a lot about how much money you make and how you look, okay? This is someone that may overspend and overeat, okay? And this is someone that is all into the name brands, okay? Guess, Versace, I don't know, what are the name brands? I'm not even like that. I don't even know if I have name brand stuff. You know, Gucci, all that stuff, okay? For women, it's like Victoria's Secrets and MAC makeup and, you know, specific things, guys. And that's definitely someone who has prominent placing in the second house. But this is really going to come shining through in marriage or serious relationships. So whoever this is, sun in the second house could mean someone could marry rich. Someone could become rich while they're married and elevate the status, because the second house is also the status of the spouse and your family. So there's some kind of elevation in status. You know, you want to know Taurus people. Donald Trump in Vedic is Taurus. Hello. Hello. Rich, right? And someone who likes what? Name brands. Jesus, he's married to a model. And before that, he was married to another beauty queen. And before that, he was married to, what was that? Zsa Zsa Gabor, you know, a famous French movie star, whatever, you know what I mean? So that's second house, guys. This is the glitz and the glamour. It's the lifestyle. It's all of that. It's very famous. And so we have this let go of those things. And so if you do have sun in the second house, part of what you're going to be learning is how to let go of the fame, the fortune, money. There may be some losses here for whoever I'm reading for, whoever has that sun. in the second house, you may experience a loss of money or fame of something in a marriage. Okay, but you're going to have a great desire and a great gain to get it. You know, those who rise fall. It's just how life goes. And so that's really strongly what I see for someone who has a sun in the second house. Okay, we're going to look at someone who has the sun in the third house. And the third house is about communications, expression. Okay, Gemini is the expression. I think of them as the clown of the zodiac, the children of the zodiac, the cell phone. You know, if Gemini could be a picture of something, it would be a cell phone, or it would be Facebook. It would be social media and the social butterfly of the room. Okay, that's Gemini, social butterfly, and someone who likes, you know, the fame, the fortune, someone who likes attention, somebody who likes to communicate, and someone who likes to have fun. So if you have a sun in the third house in a marriage, it means you bring the fun to the table. You have a great desire to be goofy, to go have fun, play with children, to go to the zoo, to go skydiving, to go be busy with life, to be a risk taker, okay? Someone who is the social butterfly. So if you're married to someone, or you're someone who's married with the sun in the third house, there's an attention getter. There's someone that's an attention getter. They walk into the room and everybody goes, oh, there's Gemini sun. Oh, hi, can I talk to you, Gemini sun? I want to be by Gemini sun. You know, and this is D9 Navamsa, not birth chart, okay? And so everyone is going to be coming over there up to Gemini sun, and just like, what's going on, Gemini sun? How are you? What's up with life? Tell me about things. Teach me about things. And someone's going to be very happy to talk. Again, the overinflated ego with the sun is going to come out here, because Gemini sun is going to be so proud of their electronics. Electronics. And so Gemini sun person in a marriage would be very technological. This is someone that has to have the newest Apple, okay? Yes, the newest Apple phones, or Samsung, LG, whatever. You know, the newest phones out there. They have to have the updated laptops, okay? You have to have the updated key system outside with, like, I don't know, the video and the PIN codes and all of that. I mean, they want to have the 60-inch TV with, you know, 3D stuff and the newest 4K Blu-rays, and, you know, the refrigerator with the ice maker and the water and the filter, and, like, I don't know, something fancy like a blender. I don't know. They want high-tech stuff. And you're thinking, oh, well, then they're looking more like a Taurus. They're looking more like a sun in the second house person. Yes, I know they're financially driven, but Gemini is technology driven. And technology is expensive. Why do you think Rahu co-rules Gemini? Because they gimme, want, you know? But Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's communications. And they just want to communicate. They want to be up to par. They want to be up to beat and current with the community and the times. So if you're with someone who is a sun in the third house, D9 Navamsa, you're going to be with someone who is really into that. And someone who maybe texts you a lot, okay? So your relationship would be that you and your lover, your husband, wife, or significant other, communicate a lot through technology. This could mean maybe they live in South America, in a far distant place, and you live in America, or London, or something like that. And someone's laughing. Hang on, I gotta read this. You're so right. I'm laying here laughing in bed. I'm a Gemini. Technology is imperative for me big time. Supreme, you're cute. I love you. So this is like, you know, with those people that FaceTime long distance in their relationship, and like, talk to me, hun. I know I'm not with you, but I want to see your face. I want to pretend like you're here. So that's going to be part of your relationship. Also, when it comes to the intimacy arena and the sexuality of this whole thing, there's going to be a part to play with, I have to say it, but pornography, okay, or sexual videos that you make yourself with your significant other. There's going to be some kind of, I want to be the limelight, I want to have the limelight on me, I want to be the fame. And so if someone has a sun in the third house, D9 Navamsa, remember that, you're going to probably have your ass in the camera. Okay, hey, I know this is not PG-13, kids log off. Okay, but yes, you're going to have your butt there in the camera. You're going to be doing some crazy stuff. It is what it is. Gemini, you're freaky like that. But in a relationship especially, and so most likely you or your lover are going to be on camera with each other, and there is going to be some yeah, you know, private cams going on, and you guys like that, you know, or maybe one person likes it, I don't know, but whoever has the sun in the third house, they're gonna like it, or they're gonna be up to do it. Okay, this is someone who's a risk taker. Okay, Gemini is frisky and fun and risky, and they're a risk taker, so they're gonna be out there. This could be someone. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so you guys can hear me. All right, let me fix this. So anyways, you could probably like the camera is what I was trying to say. And this could also be someone who through marriage or relationship is seen on camera. There is porn stars seen with something like this, who they may be on camera sexually like that. Or there's just famous people. Maybe they're not sexual at all. I'm just going sexual because it's an intimate relationship in the D9. It talks about marriage and relationship. But if there is some other aspect in the chart where someone's not very sexual at all, it could talk about someone who is seen on TV, someone who's famous, someone who's well known. I mean, maybe not always on camera, but look at like the person who owns Facebook, Mike Zuckerberg, whatever, Bill Gates, things like that. They're known and famous, you know, but they're not always seen. So there could be that. Someone works behind the scenes, well known, but not face famous. Or there could be someone that's face famous in this relationship. There's also an age thing that's coming in here for me. And I would feel like if someone has a sun in Gemini, or not a Gemini, excuse me, a sun in the third house, there may be quite a big age gap between you and this other person, okay? That's what I would see. Moving on with this sun in the third house, I have the number 77, going the distance. Every mile will be worth your while. Again, it's distance, it's age. That's what's coming up for me with the sun in the third house, D9 Navamsa. There's some distance between you and your loved one, okay? And you're gonna have to communicate through long distance. You're gonna have to. I don't know why, but there's a reason why. There's a reason why you were born to be with this person, and there's just a lot of communication through phone and computer and text, and there's gonna be distance. There's gonna be strong communication. And I will tell you this, whoever has a sun in the third house, if there is no communication in this marriage, in this relationship, it will die. You might as well suck the life and suck the air out of somebody, because that's what no communication means for a sun in the third house in a D9 Navamsa. There is no relationship if there is no communication. That means even if you live in the same home, you must communicate. If you do not communicate with me, we're gonna have a real problem. And even in the sign of Gemini, it means the same thing in the D9 Navamsa, okay? You must communicate with me openly about feelings, thoughts, and trust, or it's over. I mean, everything else could be on point. Money, sex, children, age, everything else could be on point, but if communication is shitty in any way, it's over. And so you might be experiencing some of that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on into the sun in the fourth house for D9 Navamsa. Okay, what's going to be happening for a sun in the fourth house, D9 Navamsa? This would mean family is of utmost importance in this relationship. Family. Now, keep in mind the sun can burn. It leaves a mark. There's some pressure with the family with a sun in the fourth house. There's pressure. Huh. Let me see what I'm feeling about that. And I don't want to confuse anyone, but I just want to help you a little bit more so you can help dissect your chart while we're doing this. See where the sun is exalted in your chart. The sun is exalted in the sign of Aries, okay? So you want to look where your Aries is in your chart, D9 Navamsa, okay? If Aries is in whatever houses I'm talking about, okay, right? So if Aries is in 1 through 12, look where Aries is. And when you're looking over there at that, interesting, one of my candles blew out. I want you to see how far away Aries is from your sun, okay? So look where your Aries is, whatever house, and then look which house the sun is in. Count how many houses away that is, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Include the house of Aries. You can't skip it and count the next house as the first house. The first house is where Aries is, okay? But count how many houses away the sun is from Aries. When you get that number, whether it's 5 houses, 12 houses, whatever it is, when you get that number from Aries, I want you to look on your D9 Navamsa, you know, where the Aries is, and then look at your sun, and then count how many houses from the sun away that total number is. So if it's 5 houses, then where is 5 houses from the sun in your D9 Navamsa? Wherever that number lies, wherever you land, it's like a little board game, wherever you land on that chart is going to be the most impacted energy from the sun that you're going to see in your relationship, okay? Whether that's children, a marriage, career, self, whatever. So I want you guys to do that too while you guys are here. I didn't want to confuse you, but I just want to add that in just so you guys can start dissecting your own chart and saying, okay, so this is where the sun is really shining its light and really burning and impacting in my chart, okay? Aries' 5th house is right next to its sun. It is 55 degrees, not even 1 house in my D9. Okay. I have to know precise, exact, sorry. So we're just going to move into the sun in the 4th house. Okay, sun in the 4th house. Before I pull this card, this is going to be your family. It's going to be your house, your literal front door, your home. And it's in regards to your marriage, a very important house. This is huge, one of the most important houses of your chart. 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th are the most important houses in any chart, but especially the D9. This represents the home you guys will share. And so the sun sitting there means you were born to build this home. You were born to have this purpose there. Whatever sign it is also matters. But in a marriage, it means that it's really important to have a nice home. It's really important to have status. It's really important to be respected in your house, okay? Because the sun is the king. And the king doesn't go around in the kingdom and just, oh, no big deal. No, he's the king. He wants the red carpet rolled out for him. You roll out the red carpet, you call my name, you get my autograph, and you tell me you love me. Think about a Leo. Thank you, Cheryl. I love you so much. Thank you, Cheryl. So think about a Leo as the king. There's the lion. Roar. And he's just prancing around through the houses. Just picture a lion prancing around in these houses, okay? Now the lion steps foot into the house. Mi casa. Where's my beer? Where's my drink? Rub my feet. Worship me. Daddy's home, okay? Whoever wrote this song, Daddy's Home, that is Sun in the fourth house, Daddy's home, or Mommy's home. And it's like, I announce my presence. Okay, this is my habitat. All right, and I expect the glory. And so someone who has Sun in the fourth house is like, you better respect me in my house. This is someone who's going to tell the children, do not disrespect me. I'm your father. I'm your mother. Do not disrespect me. This is also going to be authority. So let's say, you know that old saying, she wears the pants in the house, or boy, does he control her. You know, whatever it is. Whoever has the Sun in the fourth house wears the pants in the house. They are in control. My domain. So if you have someone that has their Sun in their fourth house in a marriage, yeah, they're going to be bossy at home. They may not be bossy in public, but they're bossy at home. They may even be demanding, okay? And they may also have this superiority where it's like, we wouldn't have this house if it wasn't for me. We wouldn't be here having all of these things if it wasn't for me. You know, when you get the Sun there, it's like, pay attention to what I bring to the table and look at what I'm doing for our home. And again, it's status, it's prestige, it's ego. But in a healthy way, it's also talking about healing and prosperity and abundance. And so someone on a nicer note with the Sun in the fourth house, D9 Navamsa, would bring spiritual aspects into the home. Lots of sunlight. Someone who opens all the windows. They don't like the blinds drawn. They don't like the curtains drawn. They thrive on sunlight. This is going to be someone, in my opinion, who loves that fresh air coming in, that sun. Someone that's a morning riser a lot of times. Someone that expects children and family members to be on their best behavior in their home. Someone that likes to have a showy house, you know, kind of like a model home. Someone who cares a lot about what it looks like because it's their impression and they want everyone to see their home. This is someone that says, you know, come have barbecues at my house. We're celebrating Easter at my house. We're having a Christmas gathering at my house. This is someone that makes those plans, okay? And that would be someone with a Sun in the fourth house in marriage. Now, are they like that with everybody else? Are they like that from childhood? Are they like that before marriage or before 35? Probably not. But are they like that when they're married? Yes. Are they like that when they're in a relationship? Yes. Are they like that when they're over the age of 36? Yes. This is someone who steps in to this persona, okay? And again, it's specifically the D9 Navamsa chart, okay? So we're going to pull what this means. So Sun in the fourth house, we have the number 33. I love this synchronicity, 77, 33. You could be very closely in tune with your Gemini energy also in some way, or like the nakshatra is shared between the both. But I see the view, okay? And I was just talking about the view, like what you see at home, wishing you were here. I feel like someone who has the Sun in the fourth house wants a view, whether that's in a condo with a city urban view of New York, of San Francisco, or of the mountains, okay? This is somebody that wants a view, the penthouse, you know what I mean? The house, the biggest house on the block, especially if Jupiter is there in the fourth house with the Sun. It would totally be overinflated. Like, we have to have a mansion, yeah, with a pool and the best view on the block. You know, that's somebody that wants it all. They want the glory, the fame, and the wealth and the abundance. That's a whole nother story. But just staying in general with the Sun in the fourth house, D9 Navamsa only. This is about you wanting to be proud of where you live, proud of what people see, because what others see matters to you. This is also someone who wants their children to dress right. This is pull your pants up, brush your hair, brush your teeth, look right, act right, speak right, authoritative. It's like how the king expects the prince and the princess to present themselves in the public eye. It's, I give a damn what people see at our house, act right. And so that's, you know, again, the son at this age, you know, or married. It's like, you better act right or I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to roar. I'm going to growl. I'm going to be mad. And so there's this control over how the home is ran. So again, financials are very important here for someone with a sun in the 4th house. And I just feel like you are in control of the house. You wear the pants in the home, you're in control. You say who has cable, who doesn't, who has internet, who doesn't. You say what the color of the paint in the house will be. You say if you're gonna have a deck with wood or a deck with concrete. You say what is going to be put in that house, what kind of couch you're going to have, what kind of a bedroom you're going to have. It doesn't matter what the other person thinks. It matters what you think, because you live there and you're the king. And that is the, you know, sun in the 4th house, D9 Navamsa. That's someone who wants to rule the roost, okay? Let's move on here. And remember, these could be any sign in these houses, okay? Could have a Pisces in the 4th house. Could have a Taurus in the 4th house. Could have Scorpio in the 4th house. But it just means the sun is there in the 4th house. And believe me, those zodiac signs will play a part in the personality of someone. And I'm just to give you a little taste. Let's say we have a Leo in the 4th house with the sun, okay? Very happy to be there, believe me. And again, it's really what I was saying, even more so. It is where they have pictures of themselves all over the wall, okay? Someone that went parasailing, skiing, skydiving, and they've got their pictures all over the wall. Someone that, you know, has to have a lot of themselves on the wall or a lot of themselves in the home. And this is someone who has to have flashy, very flashy furniture, black leather, red, black, super grabbing energies, maybe all white, you know. Don't sit down on the white couch. It's very particular. You know what I mean? And so that would be like a Leo with a sun in the 4th house, D9 Navamsa only, okay? Versus, let's say, a Pisces, okay? Pisces example, sun in the 4th house. That would be someone who's very spiritual, who has pictures of Gandhi, Buddha, Jesus, crosses, gemstones, spiritual architecture, the Vatican, whatever. They've got spiritual things all over the wall, okay? Someone that likes old things that people tossed out that they've refurbished. Okay, so you're talking antiques, 200-year items, 100-year-old items. You're talking, you know, also minimalist. It can be an extreme if you have a Pisces in the 4th house and the sun is there in Navamsa only. There could be an extreme minimalist, someone that's like they have nothing. Like they have a couch and 4 towels and a bed and a nice table. And that's it. They're super religious and they don't like crap, you know? And so that could be that. And it could represent someone that, say, you know, is also just a guru or a teacher or someone who's in prayer or in meditation. And so if their sun is in the 4th house, they may have a spiritual job at home. Maybe they're a masseuse, a Reiki specialist, a tarot card reader, a psychic, someone who is an herbal specialist, a scientist, someone who likes to work from home also. And I forgot to mention that. And this is any sign in the 4th house, okay? They will work from home. I forgot to mention that. Duh, here I am doing this blah, 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 and I forgot. If you have a sun in the 4th house in the D9 Navamsa, you're over 35, you're 36 years old, or you're married, there will be one point in your life, in your married life or your life, that you will work from home. okay? And especially the 10th house. We'll get there. But you will work from home, or you'll marry someone who works from home and you don't have to work. Woohoo! And everyone's like, oh, Steph, I hope that's me. I don't want to work from home. Yeah, but that could be someone that doesn't have to work because someone else works. So their job could just be taking care of the home. So keep that in mind with a sun in the 4th house. That could really represent that. And again, in charge of the home, someone who's like that trophy wife, that trophy husband, depending on, say there's a Libra, you know, with the sun in the 4th house, D9 Navamsa. Whoo, yeah, that's a side piece, right? Not a side piece, but an arm piece, eye candy. Okay, that would be a very good looking person that doesn't have to work through marriage. And, oh, there's a lot of different aspects to look at that, but well, I'll catch up with these again, but let me just keep going. Let's go ahead and look into sun in the 5th house for the D9 Navamsa. I probably took on more than I could chew. People that do astrology videos, they would have a video for each house, and I'm trying to do each house in one video, so bear with me. I'm trying to get what information I can quickly, okay? Maybe someday I'll do individual videos, but this was just a spur of the moment video, and I felt like I wanted to do it. Spirit, please show me a sun in the 5th house for D9 Navamsa. Sun in the 5th house for D9 Navamsa. Okay, I like it. We have deep, super Scorpio energy here. Cancerian energy here, the number 4. Profound feelings and memories. Very Piscean as well. So the energies I'm picking up here for that house would be Pisces and Scorpio, Leo, and Cancer. And very deep emotions, very profound. It's very emotional. So if you have someone that has a sun in their 5th house, and the sun loves to be in the 5th house, but it does matter who the landlord is, doesn't it? I mean, if Leo's there and sun's there in the 5th house, woohoo! Life is beautiful. You get everything you want. But there's other signs in the 5th house, isn't there? And they dictate. They rule how the sun needs to behave in that house, okay? But in this particular reading, what I'm doing, I'm picking up the energy for someone who has their sun in the 5th house and watches me. And this is their D9 Navamsa. And what I'm feeling here is, sorry, I got disconnected there for a moment. So a lot of flowers, a lot of romance. I see florals. I don't know why I'm seeing florals. Floral something. I don't know whether you have flowers all over the place, pictures with flowers in it, or you have a floral couch or curtains or something. But I just think the beauty of nature on the outside would reflect in your home on the inside. And I just feel like someone that has a sun in the 5th house for their D9 is extremely sexual and also lazy. I know, lazy. Someone that wants to relax, veg out, someone that likes to just bask in the sun and just bask and relax. This is somebody that likes to have, you know, a nice drink in one hand and a patio or a deck where they could just sit outside in the warmth with their lover. You know, someone that's just like, can we vacation? Can we live on the beach? Can we just get a deck and bask in the sun in the backyard and just, you know, relax with life? This is someone that doesn't want to work hard. And this is someone that does not want their lover to work hard. This is someone that wants to enjoy the luxuries of life without being gone all the time. And if they are gone a lot of the time, this would be someone that likes to travel. Yes, someone that likes to go on those cruises, go on those vacations, and see the world together. This is someone affectionate, so someone that would like to hold hands. And someone that would like to kiss, a lot of public affection, okay? This is also someone that would like their ego stroked, you know, Tell me how beautiful I am. Tell me how much you love me. Tell me how much you still look in my eyes and fall deeply in love. Tell me romantic things. Write poems. Give me romantic cards. Don't forget my, anniversary. Don't forget to like overdo it. This is someone that likes to indulge. I'm feeling sushi, flowers, chocolates, romance. This is someone that likes it all and wants to really enjoy life. Okay, poems, yes, markers. This is someone extremely intimate and extremely romantic. It reminds you of a Leo Venus. True, Brit. I have a Leo Venus, but it's in the 9th house. And trust me, it ain't that romantic. Because it's in the damn 9th house. If it was in the 5th house, I'd be getting somewhere. But yes, the 5th house does talk about all this love making, child making, children, fun, and enjoyment of life. And so I can tell you guys that this person would definitely want children, and maybe not just one child, maybe a few, okay? And if they don't have children, this is someone that says, baby, if you have children, the more the merrier. This is someone that gets along great with kids. This is someone that could be one of those big brothers, those volunteers, that likes to be the big brother, and volunteer for children that don't have parents. Or this is someone that is like, all the kids in the neighborhood go, let's go over there to so-and-so's house. Let's go over there to Sun in the 5th house. They have so much fun. They have a tire swing. They have a hot tub. They have a trampoline. They have, all this cool stuff. They've got cool, those hanging lights, those little white hanging lights on the patio. They've got the coolest setup, Mom. And, it's like all the kids want to be there. So this is someone that has a house where they definitely have a movie theater, or they're a movie buff. Yes, they love politics and they love movies. And so in a relationship with the Sun in the 5th house, you're going to meet someone that could be famous, or really love movies, music. I do feel theater would be something they love. They love to act. They love theater. They love old movies. And this is someone who would like to put on entertainment, and they want to show everyone the luxury of their life, even if they're not wealthy. It's just like, look at all I have, and they make the most of what they have. This is like someone who can shop at the Goodwill and make their house look amazing. They don't have to spend $1 million to have a nice home. This is someone who's creative. Hello, fire sign, Leo, creative. This is someone that can go get that used furniture and paint it and make it rock. This is someone that can create their own furniture. Those people that upholster their headboards, maybe get a sofa cover with amazing pillows and deck out the living room with candles. By the way, this is someone who likes fire. This person would have a fire pit or a gas fireplace, or like one of those outdoor gas fireplaces as well. Maybe all of the above. And if they don't have those, this is someone that would have candles in the fireplace, or just candles everywhere. Like even if it's the electric ones like these, this is someone that is they love fire. And so they love to have fire elements. Even if they have no Leo, it's just the 5th house, the Sun in the 5th house. It means they honestly feel like, to turn on the mood with a lover, it includes candles. That is Sun in the 5th house. It must include candles or some kind of a fire energy, okay? Even if it's just the fireplace switched on. There ain't no romance going on without a candle or a fire. Hopefully the house doesn't turn on fire when you guys get it on, I'm just saying. Yeah, so whether you're over the age of 36 or you're in a marriage, it includes these things. And it is about what's important to you, which is romantic interaction and intimacy. Now let's talk about this deep, profound feelings and memories. And you are deep. And if your Sun is there in the 5th, this is someone that studies tantric sex. This is someone that studies, Kama Sutra. This is someone that studies someone's body. This is someone that enjoys long, deep, profound lovemaking. Yeah, it's right here. And this is someone that in a relationship or in a marriage or even of a certain age, it must be meaningful and it must be deep. Maybe in many ways, but the interaction between you guys must be very, very, very close. And this person here with this sun in the 5th house, they require trust. If there is no trust, get the hell out. Get out of my bed and close the door on your way out. This particular relationship must have trust. So if you're over the age of 36 or you're married and you're having your sun in the 5th house, you better build up that trust, because if it's damaged in any way, it's going to take a hell of a lot to rebuild it. And so it's just, that's the importance. And let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time on each house. But that's just a little taste, okay? A little taste of what's going on with the sun in the 5th house for the D9 Navamsa. Let's look at the sun in the 6th house in the D9 Navamsa. Now, this is service, okay? A lot of people think enemies and health. Yes, that house is enemies and health, and rules and legislation. The 6th house can not represent the law as far as the execution of the law, but the written word, like the Constitution or the written justice system, the people who write the law, and that's the 6th house. So I see a lot of lawyers there. But you also will notice that it's service, and so it's people that serve others. So hotel representatives, people that work in the travel industry, people that work in restaurants, and people that, any business office, anybody that you see that serves other people, even politicians and things like that, they're in service of others. And so when you have a sun in the 6th house in a D9 Navamsa, what does that mean? You're going to serve your spouse. Yikes. And this is where it gets intense, and everyone's like, oh shit, Stephanie just opened a can of worms. I know, but I talked about the other places where, you rule the roost, and now we're getting into another energy where you must serve. The king does not get to rule the roost here in the 6th house. It's an act of service. And so if someone has a sun in the 6th house, D9 Navamsa specifically, and they're over the age of 36 or married any age, let's go ahead and dive into what this could mean for you with my cards and whatnot. And so we have protective, keeping your joy safe. What this is telling me is someone who has a sun there would be very protective of their lover. Jealous. I'm feeling some Scorpio energy here, some Leo energy here. Oh yeah, big time Leo energy, but also Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Cancer, even Aries. Taurus is coming in here as well. Those are the signs I'm picking up on here for sun in the 6th house. And I feel like what's mine is mine. Don't F with it. And so the king comes into the house of service like, fine, you want me to be undercover? You want me to serve as if I'm not a king? You want me to do work that is hard, laborious, strenuous, tiring? You want me to bust my ass for other people? I mean, even lawyers, yeah, they make a lot of money, but guys, they work long hours, okay? People think lawyers have it made. They do, but damn, they work long hours. Look at doctors. There you go. 6th house. Doctors and nurses right there, honey. And what do? They work hella long hours. Okay? And then you run into military. Long hours. Long distance, right? They're gone a lot of the time. So this relationship will have strenuous obstacles. I feel that you might marry a workaholic, or you might be a workaholic. And someone is very protective because they're like, I don't like that you're always gone, or I don't like that I don't have control over your schedule. I feel helpless here. And so if someone has a sun in the 6th house, in the D9 Navamsa specifically, you're either married to this person or you are that person in this relationship. And there's frustration. There might even be tears. There's a worn out energy like exhausted. There's also, I'm working so hard stuff to serve this marriage, to serve my family, to serve this relationship. I work from morning to night to provide or to serve the family unit or my lover. There's nothing I won't do and can't pay for this person. There's also a frustration where your person could be involved with the law. And like I said, they could be on a good side of the law, working for the law, or they could be on the other side of the law. Okay, keep in mind, you got your drug dealers, you got people that are in trouble with traffic tickets all the time. You got people that are constantly in debt paying the government something. Maybe they owe the IRS. Maybe they owe a shit ton of child support. Maybe, you know, whoever you're with, whoever you're married to or have children with, there's some legalities. There's some paperwork involved, and frustration. And I think these are these obstacles you're going to be working so hard to overcome because you're very protective of your family and you just want peace. You want the enemies to go. You want the trouble to go. You're waiting for that retirement. You're waiting to get that person alone. You know, you treasure every moment. And so this is someone who has frustrations at home with their lover, and there is even if Mars is, oh my God, if Mars is in there, there would be a lot of arguments. And your dad would hate them because the father is the king and he would not like your spouse. That's one thing. But I just know that there's going to be a family unit that will be protected through these obstacles. And keep in mind, I said earlier, where does the sun, where is it exalted and how many houses away? And then count that many houses away from your sun to see where it shines light on, to see where it helps. And so there could be some great assistance or help. Maybe Saturn is going to assist you here. Maybe Venus can assist you here. Maybe the moon. So you have to see what's going to help you guys out in your marriage or your relationship or your life during this time. But I see someone that could be a very, very good lawyer. Someone that's very good at writing down contracts and agreements, someone that does want to be fair, and someone that works really, really, really hard for the family. So if you do have this placement, sun in the 6th house, whatever sign, it does matter, but I'm just being general today. Keep in mind that you're going to work hard to hang on to what's yours. And there's going to be people grabbing at it, messing with it, or affecting it in some way. And you feel like you always got to have your fist up. Like, what do you want? What do you want? You know, think about Mercury and Gemini and Virgo. Well, Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, okay? And they always got their hands up. Gemini and Virgo always got their hands up. They're feisty. They got to protect what's theirs. Think of the Hasta Nakshatra, the 2 hands, you know, and so you're always working in service with your 2 hands for everybody, or you got your gloves up because you got to fight people off. And so there is this frustration here. And I really see you being okay, just super protective. And so it says here, keeping your joy safe. Your family makes you happy. Your spouse makes you happy. And yeah, they take a lot out of you. This could be a child that could be sick. If you get married and you have a son in the 6th house, maybe you have a child with a disability. Maybe you have a child that's in trouble. Maybe you have lost a child. You know what I mean? It's always something, right? Maybe you went through a bankruptcy. Maybe you went through a divorce or 2. Maybe divorce is always thrown around. You know, it's something like that to where you have to be protective of who you love and what you have. And so sun in the 6th house is like the king is saying, fine, I hate this house. I don't like being in the 6th house, but maybe he's exalted. Maybe Aries is in the 6th house with him, you know, and then he's got a lot of drive. And then Mars comes in, whoo, yeah. And then they're ready to go fight for everything and win. You know what I mean? So it depends on the aspects. This is very general. Please keep in mind you have other aspects and nakshatras that will make a difference for you specifically, okay? But so that is the sun in the 6th house. Kind of a difficult placement, isn't it? Especially for the married life. And keep in mind, if this is not you, it could be your lover that's experiencing these feelings, okay? And that's their purpose. That's what they were born for. They were born to fight and be protected for what they have. It's just part of married life, part of their karma. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the 7th house. I love it. So it's my favorite house. Sun in the 7th house. Okay. Now this is for other people. Now a lot of astrologers hate the sun in the 7th house, and I'm gonna tell you why, and you're probably gonna go, womp, womp, damn it, I didn't want sun in the 7th house. Trust me, it's not that bad, okay? But let's be real, sun in the 7th house does represent divorce or trouble in paradise. I know, I said it, I had to get the ugly part out first. We're gonna get to the good stuff. But if you do have a 7th house sun in D9 Navamsa, it means that the sun is going to burn someone's ass. And it's usually your partner or it's you. But listen, the 7th house represents other people. You're in the 1st house. You are up here in the 1st house. 7th is about everybody else. Mom, dad, co-workers, and spouses. These are, the 7th house is people you're in contract with, you know, people you're committed to. You know, you're committed to your boss, right? Yes. You're committed to your children, right? Yes. You're committed to your family? Yes. You're committed to your best friends? Yes. Are you committed to your lover? You bet. That's number 1. And so 7th house represents all of your commitments and promises and these other people. And so when you have the sun there, the king in the 7th house of other people, this represents the importance, the limelight, the spotlight isn't on the king. Now Leo's walking into the 7th house, roar, and it's not about him. Oh shit, right? And the king's like, excuse me, I just walked into the party. What the actual fuck? Where's my red carpet? Where's my spotlight? Jesus, can you get it together? And everyone's not even listening. And the king's like, excuse me. Hello, everybody. I'm talking. I'm the king here. Hello. And everyone's like, did you say something? Because we're having a conversation over here and you just interrupted. And nothing pisses the king off more than that shit. And the king is like, oh, you done did it now. I'm going to be pissed. And so there is some turmoil. There's some fighting. If you have a sun in the 7th house in your D9, it does represent some heated arguments. Now, is that bad? It depends. It really depends. If you're with someone who cannot handle feisty arrogance and feistiness, it's not going to be good. And those are most likely the ones that will end in a divorce. Because someone says, Steph, I'm with someone that's super arrogant, bossy, egotistical. It's all about them. And what the hell? Are they a sociopath? Are they a narcissist? What's going on? No, they just have a sun in the 7th house and they're pissed off because no one's paying attention to them and petting their ego because they're a lion. And I'm not just talking about Leos. I'm just talking about the sun, okay? And so this is a hell of a frustration in a marriage or relationship because this person always wants the attention on them. And there is this confusion of, are you being bad? Are you a narcissist? Are you selfish? Are you egotistical? And they're misunderstood a lot because it's not all about them. In fact, they care a lot about other people because the sun is in the 7th house. So it represents that the king cares about the kingdom. The king cares about the people, but the way people see the king is that he doesn't. He doesn't care, but they don't see him for what he really is. And so this is, you know, a moment of humble or a lifetime of humble, okay? Let's see, Elizabeth, you said, so does that mean his wife is taking his limelight and he doesn't like it? Yes. For someone who has a sun in the 7th house and a D9 Navamsa, if they are legally married, you bet. And if they are not legally married, and they're single and they have it and they're over the age of 36, then yes, that's how they see life. And that's even at work, okay? They don't like people to disrespect them at work. These are those people that have a chip on their shoulder because they're not the boss, because they're not a manager yet, because they don't own the business yet, because they don't get respect or compliments at work for what they're wearing or what they do. And so, and I notice with this Navamsa, sometimes it's not them, or say you have a sun in the 7th house. Sometimes it's not even you who has that energy. Like, that's not anything like you, but that's your partner. You know what I'm saying? It's totally reversible, because it's sitting there in your house of other people. So it's either you and that's your persona, or it's your partner, but someone in that mix, okay? One of the two has it. And it is a chip on the shoulder. Here's where the frustration comes in the marriage, okay? And it's your person, it's either you or your person complaining about their job. And usually it's about coworkers. They don't respect me. They don't appreciate me. I don't get paid enough for this shit. I should be running that place. I'm not satisfied at work, and that's a big contributor to the frustration in a marriage or relationship at this time, or even someone's age. And then comes into play where you get with someone that wants satisfaction sexually, but they don't give it in return. And see, that could be you. That could be them. Someone feels like you didn't last very long, or you were only in it for you. That's selfish. And so there's frustration with sexual satisfaction, okay, with sun in the 7th house. And that's why a lot of astrologers are like, yikes, you got sun in the 7th house in your D9, which is your 7th house anyways in the birth chart. This is terrible. There's some bad aspects, I'm not going to lie. Sun is malefic. And so, like I said, this is why a lot of people have divorces or separations, because sun is there, especially in their D9. And so there's going to be some heartache, there's going to be some frustration, some having to settle. And the king does not want to settle. The king wants the red carpet, he wants the spotlight, he wants the love, and he wants the adoration and appreciation. And if he's not getting it, there is a very unhappy imbalance in a relationship. So there's some frustration. Can you guys work on that through counseling? Yes. Through studying astrology, seeing the needs of your other partner? Yes. You guys can study these things and realize, I need help in this arena. And you can remedy these things. Let's see, someone says, I have sun in the 7th and Pluto there too. Dancing pilot Emily Williams. Well, because you have Pluto there, I know it's tropical, but I will touch on that anyways. When you have Pluto there with the sun, that's extreme. It's up and down extremes. You might have a bipolar lover, okay? You might have someone that is in and out. Your relationships are either hot or cold, they're up or they're down. There's no middle ground. And it's very intense. It's extreme sexual passion or a lack of everything for whatever reason. It's like going from hot and heavy to celibate. And it's frustrating for you. And I feel like you desire relationships. And let's focus on that too, though, with the 7th house and the sun. What is the one thing the king wants? He's there for a reason. And here comes the sun, the king. Roar. What is he going there for? What does he want? Marriage. Who does he desire? Spouse. He's there because he wants it. Remember, sun is your ego. You want status. So all these frustrations piss him off, but at the same time, there can be a twisted codependent energy here, because the king is going to stay there for status. Maybe that spouse looks really good and it helps his career or her career. Maybe that spouse makes a lot of money. Whatever the sign is. Say it's Capricorn in the 7th house. Okay, spouse is rich. Got it. And, the king wants to stay there because money is there. And it's not affectionate or emotional, but there's other needs being met. So there's frustration and lack, but there's also dedication. And so I notice, and this is not a lot of astrologers talk about dedication with the sun. They just talk about it being burned and divorced. And yes, it leads to that. And some people have more than one marriage and they learn their lesson. But someone who has the sun in the 7th house and they have matured, I believe as an astrologer, If you want that marriage as much as that sun does, you will be dedicated to learn, grow like the sun, be full of wisdom like the sun, and heal like the sun, and desire that marriage and have full drive to go after it. Now, if your Mars is really damaged, you won't really have much drive or desire or energy to do so. So you want to see where your Mars is with that. But, you know, just generally speaking with the sun in the 7th house, you're going to have trouble in paradise, like I said. But you're also going to get a lot of relationships. And so it's not like there's a lot of single people. If you have a sun in the 7th house, you're usually always tied to someone, at least up until the age of 36. This is someone that may have been in relationships from the age of 16 to say 35 or 36, and they've had some very serious relationships. And maybe there's a time when they get older where they take a break from the relationships because they're growing and learning and recovering. But this is always someone who will end up married or will end up in a serious relationship at some point in their life. If Jupiter's aspecting in there or in there with it, it will balance this out and you will have some peace in paradise at one point, okay? So it's not doomsday, okay? People can learn and grow from this, but it does represent your frustrations, doesn't it? So you're gonna have to protect your marriage. I feel there may also be other people that steal the limelight from you. So this is someone who might have a low self-esteem, you know? This is someone that may feel like there's always somebody better looking, more money, my spouse always wants other people, and so there could be a low self-esteem with the sun in the 7th house for a D9 Navamsa, okay? And yes, it does depend on what other aspects are there. Like you have Jupiter and Mars, that's good. That means you're going to fight and desire for balance in those relationships. But the people that don't have those aspects would have a much harder time. So sometimes it's nice to have other planets with the sun. But if the sun is all alone there in the 7th house, it's going to get really burnt out, literally like burnt out. And so anyways, there's usually somebody in a relationship with the sun in the 7th that will burn the relationship out, either by cheating, either by frustration and lack of intimacy and lack of, you know, affection and adoration, or whatever other means. But there is a burning out, and so it can be frustrating. So just keep that in mind. If you do see your chart and you're like, shit, Steph, I have a sun in my D9 and it's there in the 7th house. Just keep in mind there's a malefic planet there. And there will be frustrations, but if you get counseling or you really study your partner and you know yourself, you're going to be able to fight through that and you will conquer and you will keep that relationship and protect it if that's what you want. It's up to you. And so it's all about your path, your plan, your strategy on how to conquer your hardships. Okay? So you understand that? Oh, you're welcome, Elizabeth. Okay. So let's move on. Let's go to Sun in the 8th house in the D9 Navamsa. What's being said here for someone that has a Sun in the 8th house, D9 Navamsa? You have a Sun in the 8th house, Navamsa D9 chart only. Ooh, this is exciting. I'm excited for you, Elizabeth. I want to see what it says. Okay. You're glad? I'm glad, Tiffany. I know it's so lonely at home right now with everybody. So gotta keep each other's spirits up. Sun, 8th house, D9 Navamsa only. Okay. I like it. It's so dark. I love it. We have the past. This is a red blood moon. Ancient history. So, when you have a sun, as you all know, in the 8th house, what does it usually represent? Knowledge on the esoteric, the secrets, all those things. But when you go in the D9 Navamsa and you have a sun in the 8th house, it talks about a lot of different things. It talks about your inheritance, number 1, because the 8th house represents inheritance, hidden money, like savings, life insurance from a marriage, equity, It can represent the value, someone's net worth. It could represent what you inherit for your children by having children, all those different financial things. It also represents your relationship with your spouse's parents. I know, it's crazy. But in the D9, it does talk about that. So what kind of a relationship are you going to have with your husband or wife's parents? It's seen there in the D9 in the 8th house. And it also talks about sex, and it talks about spiritual connection with your partner. These are people that like tantric sex, Kama Sutra. This is someone that's how do you say, a lady on the streets but a freak in the sheets? Is that the right saying? You know, this is someone that is not what they seem. And so when you get the sun there in the 8th house, there's a lot of secrets, hidden things. People don't know what's really going on in your relationship. And these could be people that, I'm just going to go for the shitty stuff first, so don't jump on me, okay? Don't jump on me, I'm going to say something. But how do you say swingers, okay? And this is like, you know, obviously someone, if they have a son in the 8th house, maybe they have a secret, you know, swinger relationship, and nobody knows. Nobody, not even mom or dad, nobody, not even the kids, nobody knows there's some stuff going on, you know? Or maybe they have a red room, you know, that 50 Shades of Grey. What is that what they call it, the red room? I don't know, whatever the room was. It was a torture chamber for some people. But, you know, this is someone that has, you know, hidden secret sexual things with their spouse. And maybe they have toys, you know, maybe they've got creams and lotions and vibrator thingies and edible underwear. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do have a dungeon. I don't know. But with the sun there, it does mean that your relationship has a dynamic of secrecy and illusion. It can also represent a lot of turmoil with the in-laws, okay? The in-laws might hate you. Maybe you hate them, okay? And so you're just like, you know what? This is bullshit. I married this person and they hate me, or I hate them. And there's frustration. There's malefic energy between you guys. And it could also be with the sun there that the parents do not get along with their child. Well, who could be a grown adult, but they love you, you know? So there could be this aspect where your spouse does not get along with their parents, but they get along with you. And I've met some people like that, and it's kind of weird. It's like they bash their parents, or they want to move far away from their parents, and then you're like, why? I love your parents. Why are you so mean to them? Or why do you want to be away from them? Or what the hell's wrong with you? And so there's this discord in the family. And there could also be frustration here because of religious upbringings, to where the past ancient history comes up. This would be someone with very Jewish roots, or very Catholic roots, or very, I don't know, just maybe Pentecostal, maybe even, what's the word, Islamic roots. You know, somebody like that with these teachings, you know what I mean, that are so impacted on someone's life. And so there's this frustration with the sun there, where you shine light on the bullshit of religion. And this is where some parents may not like you, because you might be like, you might prove them wrong on their beliefs, and your belief system is very different from theirs. But you shine light on the darkness, literally. I mean, you shine light on the darkness, on the past, and how those past beliefs need to be changed. Hello, 8th house, tower. So you bring it, don't you? You bring the tower. Or maybe this is your spouse and it's completely reversed, you know, and your spouse is bringing the tower. And so there is this destruction of family belief systems, or religious, you know what I mean, whatever. Whatever. And so there is this complete destruction of it. And the sun is here to shine a light on the bullshit. with the sun in the 8th house in a D9 Navamsa, you might also get well known for your sexiness or your person's sexiness, meaning you have a very attractive spouse or you're very attractive, one or the other, maybe both. But, you know, have you guys ever seen like on YouTube or TikTok or other videos, or I don't know, like there's social things where you see these couples and they're like traveling and they're gorgeous and perfect and you're like, how the hell? What, look at this couple. Jesus, are they real? Is this TV? Is this fake? How are they even? It's not fair. They're so attractive and perfect and have the perfect life. It's just not fair. And so you see these people with the sun in the 8th house and they're just like, Jesus, they're lucky. They got it all. And so there is this kind of energy. But remember, like I said, what goes up must come down. So some of these people that may be very good looking may age with this card here with sun in the 8th house in their older years. They may smoke and then have a terrible voice in their older years. Like it's like, rah, 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 you know what I mean? Or they may tan too much and their skin gets really leathery and nasty and then they look like shit, you know, when they're 60 years old or older. It could also be where there's rich, fabulous people that have a sudden down in marriage or relationships and they lose it all. They lose all their money. It's just gambled away, or they spent it all on whatever plastic surgery and they're like broke, you know what I mean? And so there's these ups and downs with a sun in the 8th house and a D9 Navamsa. You might have a really prosperous, abundant moment with your spouse, and then it may turn to complete shit for like 2 years. You may have an amazing marriage for the first 10 years of your life, and then the next 10 years of your married life, it's complete shit. And so there is this crazy up and down that happens there. Okay, so you're both dark-skinned. Well, then your skin should be awesome in those years. You're lucky then, because some people, you know, you don't know. But I'm just telling you, like, don't worry, because if you see people really rising, keep in mind that they're going to have a fall. And so the energy here is about balance. And I do feel like if you have a sun in the 8th house in your D9, I do think that the father will give you a big inheritance, or there's some kind of inheritance with the father, okay? And I do think there could be some great wealth there, prosperity or beauty, or maybe all of the above. I do feel like you're going to have some dark times. And I feel like there's going to be a dark past. So if you have a sun in the 8th house and you're over the age of 36 or married, you may meet somebody that was an ex-felon and you marry them. Or you may meet someone that was an ex-porn star and you marry her or him. You may meet someone that maybe murdered someone and you found out later. You may meet someone that has secrets and didn't share to you some of the things that you got into. But you're going to find out, because when the sun is there, it's not going to be kept secret forever. There will be an exposing. You will bring light into the darkness. And some people, maybe they're lost, okay? Maybe you met a drug addict. Maybe you met someone that had a terrible past. And then you have sun in the 8th house, and when you get married, it's like you heal and bring abundance on your spouse's life. Or it's vice versa. You're that one in the bad seat, and they bring abundance and healing in your life. But you see what I'm saying? When you have a sun in the 8th house, somebody brings and lifts somebody up out of the darkness. Somebody takes somebody out from darkness and puts them in warmth and healing and love and light. And so there is going to be this dramatic, miraculous transformation in many forms, religiously, financially, spiritually, sexually. You might meet someone who's, I don't know, not experienced at all in sex, and then you meet them and you take them what? Out of the darkness into, hello, enjoy the world of sex. You know what I mean? So it's something like that. It's not taboo at all. Well, it is taboo, actually. This relationship would be very taboo. These are people that look different, act different, speak different, different ages, different races, different points of views, different parts of the world, different family types. These are just two people that are like, boy, we sure did conquer the world together, because crash, boom, this was crazy. This was a crazy relationship. And That's the sun in the 8th house. It can also take a turn where your spouse or you bring deep wisdom, esoteric teachings, and even magic into the relationship. 9 times out of 10, somebody who has a sun in the 8th house during marriage, they do ceremonies or rituals that are beyond spiritual. Someone that does candle magic, soul bonding, bonding in different ways. That kind of marriage where you cut your hands and then you hand fast or something. Is it called hand fasting? Something like that. I don't know. There's just crazy stuff that happens in marriages like that with the sun in the 8th house. It's like we're bonded, and our marriage is much deeper than just a piece of paper. We have a soul connection and a soul bond. Chances are you guys have a past life relationship also with a sun in the 8th house in a D9 Navamsa. You guys might have already been married and together in a past life, because I do have the past and ancient history. So there is some kind of reconnection from the past. So whoever does have a sun in their 8th house, I do see you guys reconnecting because you were together before. And so this life you're reconnecting. So there's a lot of wisdom here, a lot of psychic abilities, spiritual abilities. Someone here could be a wizard or witch, something of that nature, study those arts, those practices. There could be someone ultra religious, Let's look on the other side of the spectrum. This could be a very religious relationship, like super Pentecostal or Amish, or super into whatever. And so they're like really into it. So that could be extreme couples. These are also those strange couples that like dominance and the other one listens. What do you call that? S&M, stuff like that. They like that. There's some couples that really like that, to be spanked, choked, whipped, told what to do, stuff like that. We don't have to get into it. There's also those oddities, like, those couples that are like weird, and like one dresses up like a horse and the other one has a whip. That's crazy, but okay, whatever floats your boat. Some people like to dress up like unicorns and prance around like a pony, and whatever they want to do. Okay, that's your thing. But those are those weird situations. And if you see a sun in the 8th house, you might see some people like that. Okay, I know you're laughing your ass off. I am too, till I saw it on reality TV. They had that show like, these are my strange addictions, and I'm like, what the actual fuck? People do this? Yes, people do this. So again, that's that sun in the 8th house. It's like, okay, this is one of those relationships. So I'm not going to stick around here too much, but I like the religious aspect, the spiritual aspect, how big of a transformation it can have in a relationship. And so I like that aspect of it. And I like that there could be a very big inheritance. And the king could get a very large inheritance through marriage, or through having children. This is someone that could inherit a mansion, maybe a title, a prince, a princess, a king. Look at Meghan, whatever her name is, with Prince Harry. And, just the princess in, where is it? Dubai. How she inherited all that and was like flying in jets, just by being married. Yeah, he had 9 wives. Hello? Craziness. Sun in the 8th house. Yeah, that's like that, right? Being a king or a queen, having multiple spouses. I mean, God, the king of Dubai or whatever he was, whatever you call it, I don't know how all that works. All I know is the leader over there has more than one wife and had children from different wives and whatever. And his son gets to be free and do what they want, but the women don't. So again, it's that control dominance energy here. And that is that sun in, the Navamsa there in the 8th house. So there's some weird things going on, isn't there? But there can be some good things. There can be some wealth. There can be some sexual satisfaction. It's a very sexual relationship. And you know what? I just want to say something positive. The sun in the 8th house, even though there's a lot of taboo there, it can also go to the other extreme where it's very traditional. And sex is very deep and intimate and loving and romantic and committed. And there is this element of, I'm traditional and I don't want to divorce and I don't want to separate from you. And I want to be with you through thick or thin, hell or high water. So there's this ultra commitment, you know, almost to the borderline clingy or codependent, but it was for a deep purpose, a deep reason. And someone here is very traditional because they came from a past life. They came from a time where divorce and separation and all that bullshit didn't exist. They came from a time where it was very traditional and very, you know, there you go, dedicated and loyal. And that is Sun in the 8th house with the D9. And believe me, there are people that are from the past life that are like, Steph, I'm very traditional. And that's the complete opposite of some of the other. You see the extreme? And it's extreme because the 8th house, the tower energy, you know, it's just extremes, extreme. And so there's either extreme love and loyalty or extreme wildness, where it's like, whoa, I don't even know if this is, you know, it's just crazy. But I see a lot of that there, and I see some deep love, and I do feel that what I'm hearing is pleasure and passion and pleasing. I don't know why I'm saying these 3 P's, pleasure, passion, and pleasing. It's like someone will do the ultimate for someone and really dedicate themselves. And that is Sun in the 8th house as well in a marriage. It's like, I will do whatever you say. And not to the point of self-destruction, but to the point where I will please you beyond your comprehension of what pleasing is. I will knock your socks off. I will blow it out of, I'll just blow you away. I'll knock it out of the park. And no one will shake you and your soul the way I have. And that's someone with a Sun in the 8th house, D9. Okay? And so, yeah, you bring the light. I love it, Elizabeth, and you're right. That's what it is. Someone will bring the light to the darkness with that Sun in the 8th house. Beautiful. Now, let's look at Sun in the 9th house. And this represents the highest of spiritual learning. Okay? Teaching and learning. It means the student becomes the teacher in the 9th house. The student becomes the teacher. And it's someone that's very wise and someone that gets the job done, someone that's very dedicated, driven, someone that does not take no for an answer and tries and tries and tries again until they succeed. So endurance, perseverance. If there was one word for that house, it would represent to me longevity. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to do the 12th house when I get there. Yes, I haven't done it yet. So Sun in the 12th house. Let's look at that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Sun in the 9th house. I got distracted with that comment. I'm sorry. So Sun in the 9th house, D9 Navamsa chart only. This would represent a teacher, a guru, someone very wise. Very, very wise. You may marry your guru, you may marry your teacher. Let's see what's going on. I told you endurance, endurance. We have the number 79, love is a journey, so just keep swimming. And that's endurance, really. You have to endure to just keep swimming. And so what I'm feeling for this Sun in the 9th house is enlightenment. Sun, again, shines the light on the truth. And the 9th house also represents truth. Truth and honesty, loyalty, longevity, a lasting marriage. The 9th house in the Navamsa also represents luck. Okay, luck. Yeah, luck. What luck in your marriage will you have? What will you gain here? Are you blessed in this marriage or this union, okay? And so when you get the Sun there, it is, I think, a great blessing of abundance. I feel there could be long distance traveling. This is someone who may move from one country to another country with their marriage. I do strongly believe that and feel that astrologically, if you have a sun there shining there in the ninth house, your father may move you to a distant land, or your spouse will move you to a distant land. And I just feel like you'll be relocating. You know, even if it's the same country, you'll be relocating. So there's someone that will either move states or countries. Like, this person is not going to live in the same town they grew up. It's just not going to happen. They will move out of the town they grew up in. They're going to be different. They're going to stand out in this marriage, in this relationship. This is someone that may also marry or be with someone from a different place, different country, different state, different religion, different ethnicity, whatever. This is someone that will marry somebody different, far off, distant. And this is someone that is very spiritual. So when you get over the age of 36 or you're married, you're going to become very spiritual. And this is someone that's going to be meditating, praying, visualizing, fasting, doing crazy just spiritual rituals after the age of 36 or in a marriage. And they're just going to really change their lives at this time. And there'll be a whole different person. It's like a transformation. They've left their childhood and their past behind them, and they are now somebody else. And it's a complete transformation, just like Buddha, right? He was a prince. He had long hair. He was gorgeous. He had a family. He got married to a princess, and he had a child, and he had a life, right? And then he leaves that to go in search of spirituality. Okay? And his wife followed him, his son followed him, and they became spiritual, and it was different. It was a different kind of marriage. So could you see yourself in something like that? Are you like Buddha? Are you like where you had this picture perfect life and then you've now left that behind to go be spiritual? And now you bring your wife or your husband or your children with you, and you're like, this is who we are. This is who I am, and you can be with me or follow me or not. This is someone who strikes out on their own. This is going to be someone that travels to mystical places for spiritual teachings and learnings. And this is going to be for someone that brings their spouse to God, or brings their spouse to spirituality or enlightenment, and even their children. So this is a very spiritual placement. This could also be someone who would be a teacher, spiritual teacher, guru, book writer, speaker. Yes, and those are the energies that come to play. This is someone that will learn the tantric meditations and yogas, and they'll learn Kriya Yoga and all these things, and they'll learn for years, and they'll travel, and they'll grow, and then they'll master it, and then they'll begin to teach it in their older years. And so then they'll become the teacher. Again, like I said, the student becomes the teacher. And that's what happens in the D9 Navamsa with the sun there in the ninth house. It means you were born to be a teacher. You were born to be a student. You're born to be both. It's called balance, yin yang. You were meant to be both energies, and you love it and you live it. And when it comes to marriage, again, it's just a very spiritual marriage. And if you don't feel like your marriage or relationship is spiritual, it means that your marriage or significant relationship will have in some way brought you to God, brought you to enlightenment or spirituality. This marriage, this union, this walk, this path with this person brought you to this moment of your purpose in your life. And so that's what it means. Okay. Is everything okay there with Margaret? Do I need to block somebody? What happened? I see a lot of timing out. Yeah, please, guys, be nice tonight. I don't want dramas. But let's stay focused on here with this. It's a very spiritual placement, and it is a very important house. I feel like I can't read it when you like get it away. I can't read it anymore. Let me see. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can't. Once you've done that, I can't read it. It's black, and then I don't know what's going on. So just message me and I'll know what's going on. If this is, I'm going to ask you one question. Is she bringing up personal matters on my show or bashing the show or other people? Because that's probably the only reasons. Oh, Bible stuff? Markers, it's okay to have Bible stuff. Just go ahead and let her. As long as it doesn't become like a troll where they're like telling us we're sinners and evil and we're going to die and burn in hell. I don't care if they quote Matthew and verses. I believe in that too, so it's okay. Bible stuff is okay. And I'm not denoting Markers. You're very helpful, and thank you for keeping an eye out on the channel and just protecting everybody. But I think we're okay with that if you think that it's not abusive in some way, okay? So as long as it's not abusive, I'm okay. So anyways, with this spiritual side of life here, I feel like you either are with a spouse that acts like your teacher or you are the teacher. Maybe you're both teachers, but I feel like your marriage and your older life will be meant for spirituality. This is someone that may want to move to India, may want to move to Bali, may want to move to Thailand, may want to move to the country, may want to move out in the middle of nowhere and have a farm and just be spiritual and live off the land. May want to move to Hawaii and just meditate and live on the beach, you know, who knows. But this is really just like, I want to be on a journey with this person. And so just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And so that's what this means, Sun in the 9th house, Navamsa. You will find God. You will find spirituality. You will find purpose in this marriage. It's actually very peaceful. You will go through bouts of celibacy. When you see the Sun in the 9th house here, D9, celibacy. And maybe there's going to be a moment in time where you have 2 or 3 years of celibacy. Okay? And it's entering into your spirituality. There may be just a time where also you are no longer married at some point and you just want to be celibate. Maybe you're still legally married, but you're traveling, you're off, you're gone, you know, so there's something like that. But I do see celibacy here, aloneness and some isolation, but not because of pain or being hurt, just because you desire it, because you're seeking a higher way of living. And so it's very philosophical, it's very spiritual, and there's a lot of peace. There's not a lot of arguing here. There's forgiveness. You know what I like to think of with this placement? It's Mary Magdalene and Jesus. That's kind of the energy that I feel with the Sun in the 9th house for the D9 Navamsa. It's like you guys have a past, and then you have a future, and then you both grow, and the world knows you. It's just traveling together, growing together, loving each other fully. This is a love, guys, that's beyond physical. It's like I make love to your mind and your soul and your spirit before I ever touch you. This is someone that can engulf themselves in complete comfort and peace because this love is so spiritual. And when it gets physical, when it actually does get sexual and physical, it's still very, very spiritual. It's like the Kundalini rising and seeing God and just, wow. Again, that tantric, that, it's just that Kama Sutra, that I'm one with you. I am one with you. Very twin flamey. And it's just, I'm one with you. We are the same soul. And it's like you see yourself in your lover's eyes. And it's very spiritual. And so these people don't need to be connected to somebody all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Some people are like, I want to be with you day in, day out, every day. I want to see you. I want to do that because I love you. Like Noah and Allie in The Notebook, you know? I want to do that because I love you. This is a little bit different. This is Mary Magdalene and Jesus. This is Buddha and his wife, still together but not the same. This is changed for life. So when you have a Sun here, believe me, your relationship dynamic will change. and it will leave from a traditional stance to a very spiritual one. And I'm sorry, but that's just what it's going to be. It will be changed. And that's what I feel. That's what I believe. That's what I'm hearing. When I think about the sun in the ninth house, also there could be some fame as far as being a famous spiritual teacher. Okay, whether you're well known on YouTube or just the world, you know, the news, whatever, you will be well known in some spiritual sense. Astrologer, maybe writing a book or something in that sense. Okay, so there is someone that will be well known spiritually. And they will probably make money. And whether they spend it and keep it or give it away to charity, that's what's going to happen. I just feel like that's what's going to happen. Okay, so now we're going to have Sun in the 10th house. And the card that I have here is soaring. Nothing holding you back. And that's exactly what it means. So Sun in the 10th house in the D9 Navamsa would represent someone who, one, could be very famous, well-known, TV, news, social media, YouTube. Fame is seen there with the Sun in the 10th house. Fame. Fame. You're going to be well-known. Maybe in just your community, maybe all over the world. It depends. But fame is seen here through marriage or after a certain age. Fame. So that's one. There's also financial gains. So the Sun is here, the king, here he comes, doom, doom, stepping in. Okay, this is more like it. This is my domain. The 10th house represents your career, the way other people see you, your fame. When you step outside of your house, this is your world. Where do you go when you leave home? Most of us spend most of our time at our jobs, our career. This is why the 10th house in tropical, you know, that is that DC on your chart, which it does represent your midhaven, okay? And it's like, this is your midhaven. This is your purpose. So basically the 10th house is your purpose. And so when the Sun is there in the 10th house, you were born to fulfill this purpose. You were born to fulfill and be with this energy. Now, this would be through marriage. This would be through something. This could also be, I mean, if this is your sole purpose, you were born to do this. Whatever you're going to be doing after the age of 36 or in a marriage, this was what you were born to do. Whether you were born to sing, act, dance, be a banker, have a TV show, be on YouTube, be a parent, whatever it is, you were born to do it. And so whatever sign is in that house will also partake in your purpose. Let's say it's Pisces or something like that in the D9. D9 only, remember, this is going to talk about spirituality, psychic, intuitive, spiritualist. So maybe your purpose is to be a psychic or spiritualist or a tarot reader, palm reader, a medium all over the TV, maybe a singer, a dancer. Maybe it's Leo. Maybe this person's going to be a singer, dancer, songwriter, movie star, whatever, producer. You know, they're born to do that. Maybe this person is a Cancerian in the 10th house. They're born to be a mother, a parent, be the best parent out there. They were born to, you know, create this home and sanctuary for this family. So it really just depends, you know, what that sign is in the 10th house. But I'll tell you this, when the Sun is there, let's just, you know, disregard the signs, very general. There is going to be fame. I can't lie. I cannot lie here. The Sun in the 10th house, there is, listen to me good, there's no lie, there is going to be fame some way. Now, like I said, it could be very local, but you're well known in your community, or very public. But there will be fame. Maybe there's going to be somewhere on the middle ground, but there will be. Fortune, yes. Now, fortune can range from different areas depending on who you are, but this is definitely in the realm of over $100,000 every year, okay? This is someone that's going to make over $100,000 every year, okay, past the age of 36, or in their married life. Now, this could be you making the moolah, or this could be your person. Because keep in mind, this D9 represents your married life or your adult life, okay? So keep in mind that it depends. It could be your person, not you, that has all this fame, fortune, and money and everything. But it most likely is you, most likely. So I would say 8 out of 10, it's you. But it could be reversible in that sense. But this someone's going to be well off. Yes. Yes. To be born with the sun in the 10th house in a married life or adult life chart means you did something good. You had some very good karma in a past life to be born with something like that, because believe me, the gods do not shine lightly on everybody like that. This is a gift. This is a gift. It's a blessing. So there was some good deeds in a past life that you're given this gift, but they will test you in this life, and they'll say, how are you going to handle the fame, the money, the fortune? How are you going to conduct yourself with this? And so there's a very big testing, because now your next life will dictate how you act in this life with what you've been given. And so you may not be so lucky in the next life if you don't handle your shiznit right today. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to come in, and it's like, watch your 6. You know, watch your back. Watch what you do. Watch where you go and watch where you've been. Watch your footprint on this planet. I am feeling someone could be a conservationist with the sun in the 10th house. This is someone that wants to conserve this earth, nature, animals, someone that wants to protect and provide and preserve. Soaring, I do feel this person likes planes, likes flying, and likes traveling. And there will be some travel in their life for work or for fame or for some reason. They enjoy reaching other destinations. I feel they're going to be free. They're not going to have a boss. So this person will not have a boss. They'll be their own boss. They'll be their own entrepreneur. You know, they'll be the one that markets themselves. They'll be the one that puts themselves out there. They'll be the one that brings in that production for themselves. They'll have the drive, the determination, the ego, the prestige, the power. The king likes to be here in the 10th house because he can stretch his paws out and say, I can get what I want and enjoy it. This also means manifestation. Manifestating in physical reality what you want, what you dream. Excuse me. So what you dream becomes things. This is a very powerful manifester. Someone that could draw a picture and build the house they drew. Someone that could envision a lifestyle and boom, they get it. This is someone that's a go-getter. And so this sun in the 10th house here in the D9 definitely talks about an entrepreneur and a go-getter and an independent and a loud person, someone that could be very well known, someone that attracts a lot of attention, and someone that has power. And I mean power of voice. This could be very political also, someone that could be very political, you know, out in the community. But this person has power. I also feel a boxer. I don't know why. That just came out. It was something I was feeling for whoever. But this person is very powerful. And their words inspire maybe hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions. Their words reach people. They mean something to them. It moves them. Okay? It drives them. So they have an impact on the environment, the globe, and peoples. This person has an impact. This person's karma, which is good karma, is to bring truth to the world, to bring light onto the world on how to promote abundance. So this is someone that's going to teach people about manifestation, healing, financials. Even look at, you know, this is the house of Capricorn. It may not have the sign of Capricorn in it, but someone that knows money, you know, look at Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know what I mean? Someone that knows money. Someone that doesn't have to have a big education. Someone that just knows how to make money. okay? And they could do it religiously, spiritually, acting, singing, writing books. They can do it here on YouTube. They can do it having their own store, their own restaurant, whatever. This person is a go-getter, and they know how to create wealth and abundance, and they know how to show people, hey, this is how you do it. And people listen. So again, they're soaring and nothing is holding them back. So this would be Sun in the 10th house, just rising. Look how he's flying, rising high in the air above others. This is like rising to fame, rising above drama, rising above obstacles, overcoming things, really growing. Nothing holding this person back. Nothing will hold this person back. They're perfectly capable to be whatever they want to be. And so when you're 36 or older, or you're married and you walk into a relationship like this, you're the one that rocks it and brings this. Or you're with someone that rocks it and brings this, you know? Maybe both of you do. You know, there's just this vibrant energy here, and the green in the background is money. So I do see financial stability. So this is someone who knows how to make money, and they'll always be okay, especially after the age of 36. So yes, reminder, this is D9 Navamsa, Vedic astrology only. You know, so just take what resonates. But this person here, whoever's got this, don't worry about money. You'll never have to worry about money. Money should not and will not be an issue for you. You're going to be a very successful business person, or a very successful singer-songwriter, a very successful actor, actress, a very successful business person, a very successful spiritual teacher. Whatever you will be, whatever sign is sitting in there, you'll be very successful. Like I said, if it's the sign of Pisces, you'll be very successful at creating a business based on spirituality. If it's in the sign of Capricorn, you'll be very successful in banking and money and business. If it's in the sign of Taurus, same, banking, money, and business, maybe even food or restaurant. You'll have your own restaurant. If it's in the sign of Scorpio, you'll be very famous as far as technology and keeping secrets and things like that. Maybe being someone people confide in or tell their secrets to as a healer, or some kind of spiritual guru where people go to seek the highest form of knowledge and peace and healing. You know, if it's a sign of Cancer, you know, you might be a stay-at-home person, but you'll be very successful, and you'll get to stay at home while your person works and provides. You may also have a very lucrative business at home in regards to children. I look at Jessica Alba, for example, and she is an actress. A very resemblance for me for the Sun in the 10th house. I don't know her chart. I have no freaking clue, but I'm just using her as an example. She rose to fame, was very, very famous, right? Once she turned over the age of 36, she has children. She has a home. And what does she do? She puts down acting for a while, which I think is very Cancer in the 10th house. Puts down acting for a while. See how her life changed with marriage? Before marriage, she was a rising star actress. And she was just out there in all kinds of movies, you know, and just sexy, and this goddess, and this just rising to fame, right? And then she got married, and see how the D9 Navamsa changes you, either age or marriage. I'm not talking about sun signs, though, Leora. I'm talking about something else. This would be in the D9 Navamsa chart only. And we'd have to see her birth chart in Vedic to be sure what's going on there. But I'm just feeling like she has something like the Cancerian there, or, you know, the Sun in the 10th house, with some kind of mothering, nurturing role, which could be Taurus, Cancer, or Leo, even Virgo, for the nurturing role there in the 10th house, to where her fame took back seat, to where she stopped putting herself out there in a lot of movies, and she wanted to be at home with her girls. And you see her on TikTok. She's very involved with the children. She still has a lot of money, right? 10th house, Sun, boom, fame, fortune, right? But what does she do? She's running, what is the Honest company? It's with the Honest. She like co-owns Honest, where it's like the Honest diapers, Honest baby shampoo and lotions and things like that. She got into something organic. And what did I say earlier? Conservationist. someone who wants to be going green, conserve the planet, take care of animals, take care of children. So she's very much earth conscious. I'm just using her as an example to where she is earth conscious and she is worried about her footprint on this planet. She is blessed financially, but she makes the most of it. I was watching her where they did like an interview of her house. You know, they go in and say, look where Jessica Alba lives. And she even had a used place set in her backyard. I mean, she had a huge yard. It was definitely a millions and millions of dollars home. It was beautiful. But she got a used place set from a friend. And again, conservationist. She just wanted to reuse things. She wants to be green. And that really resembles that there. And how she just wants the best for her children, but also she wants to show them stability and that you don't need to have the glitz and the glam. And that's someone that changes over time. D9 Navamsa. She went from sexy, seductress movie star to a mom and a wife. And she runs her home. Totally different. But that's how marriage and adult life changes you. So keep that in mind when you're looking in your chart and you're looking at this D9 Navamsa and seeing how it transforms people and why this chart is so important. And again, this chart represents the 7th house in your birth chart, and it's dissecting the energy of your relationships. Okay, this is with your boss, your kids, and your lovers. Most likely married life, your lovers, but even your children and family and bosses. And again, if you have the sun in the 10th house, you will be your own boss. Mark my words. You will not be an employee. You will not be working for someone. I mean, unless you're like an actress or a singer or a songwriter or something like that, to where you have a manager or a label, a record label. That's different. You're still working for yourself, but you are under a higher entity. But what I'm saying is you don't have to be told what to do and when to do it on a daily regimented schedule. Like you have to be here 9 to 5. None of that. It's you run your shit. And that's what I'm saying with the sun in the 10th house. And I probably spent too much time here, and I'm sorry. I'm going to move on. I hope I answered enough questions there or thoughts about sun in the 10th house. And like I said, this is either going to be you or your person, whoever has the sun in the 10th house. It's a very blessed and fortunate sign. And like I said, you had to have some very good karma to receive that blessing in this life. You're welcome. Who is this? What does this say? Exo Casadio. Okay. Well, thank you so much for that compliment. Okay, so now we're going to look at sun in the 11th house. It's another fortune house. It's another fame. So if you have sun in the 11th house, we're talking fame. Fame and fortune. Okay, yes, money, fame. Here we go again. Why? Because the 11th house represents all the gains that you gain from this career. Like, let's just use Jessica Alba as an example again. Everything she's earned from her movies and The Honest Company in her older life will represent everything she accumulated from her wealth, from her name and her fortune. It will be seen in the 11th house. Everything she gained, the name she has and the money she has will be seen in the 11th house. The 10th house represents her drive, who she is, her career, her day-to-day, all that hard work and effort, the purpose of her life, what she spends years on. But the 11th house represents everything you got from all those hard-working years. It represents the accumulation of that. You know what I mean? So when we have the sun in the 11th house, another blessing, and it's just fame and fortune, really extreme fame. Now, if you have Rahu there, extreme fame like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. I mean, if you have Rahu in the sun there, you will be extremely famous. I mean, the sun in the 10th house was fame in other ways where you could be very famous, but a lot of us are famous through Facebook, social media, TikTok, YouTube, you know, things like that where we're famous, but not everybody knows you. You're not everybody's household name, but you have a following. Now, sun in the 11th house, shit. Everybody knows your name. Who doesn't know Brad Pitt? Who doesn't know Angelina Jolie? Huh? Who doesn't know these people? Everyone knows these people, okay? Who doesn't know Oprah? Who doesn't know Dr. Phil? You know, everyone does. And so that's what I'm saying. So there could be, it doesn't have to be, but I'm going to be honest, 9 times out of 10, fame, all right? Fame and extreme wealth. It's like not everyone knows the creator of Amazon, right? But everyone knows Amazon, right? I don't know his freaking name. Maybe you know his name. I don't know his name, but I know he's rich and he owns Amazon and everyone knows Amazon. So boom, automatically sun in the 11th house. You may not have your name out there, but you are well known. Jeff, whatever. Okay, so you know his name. Bezos? Okay, whatever. So you know his name. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So this is like fame or fortune, and some of you are lucky to have both. But let's look into the sun in the 11th house. It also represents far distance travel, living in different countries, traveling to different countries. It could be going to different countries for work or career or purpose, spiritual pilgrimages. This is someone that may travel to see someone famous that blesses them. Very famous priests, very famous Buddhists, very famous teachers, like a Sadhguru, right? Traveling the world to go see Sadhguru somewhere and stay in a place where you get to be with him for months or whatever. You know what I mean? This is that kind of energy. And when you have a sun in the 11th houses, you might move somewhere indefinitely. Like you might move to Australia, Belize, somewhere, I don't know, indefinitely. South America, indefinitely. Like this is in your chart. You're meant to put yourself in a far distant place. You may also be the eldest. Maybe you're the eldest of the family. Okay, you're the eldest sibling. Or you at least act like the eldest. But when you have the sun there, I do feel like you love everybody. You want to get along with everybody. This is someone that's going to be very altruistic. And this is someone, D9 Navamsa only, remember that. It's not birth charts. But this is someone that wants to help other people in the world, cure the hungry, cure the sick, find answers to poverty, find answers to inequality. This is someone that fights for equal rights, fights for the wounded, and fights for children, and fights for animals, and really puts themselves out there for the whole world. And this is someone that definitely needs to be in the forefront for these communities. And this is someone that may be out there with the microphone, traveling to different places, speaking out politically even, because they're looking at the 5th house, speaking politically on matters that mean a lot to them. Whatever that may be for this person. And whatever they believe in, they want to speak out and reach the masses. And so this is someone that does that and puts themselves out there. This could be a politician. Okay. This could be just someone that wants to get the attention of the world. This could be someone that has their own show. Again, electronics come into play, just like Gemini. It is an air sign energy, and this is someone that wants to reach people on so many levels. So they're going to have their TikTok, they're going to have their Instagram, their YouTube, their Facebook. They're going to have a presence, maybe even on Twitter. They're going to reach and communicate with the masses and spread the word and spread the news. These are people that would go with their YouTube videos and like post the bullshit that's going on in the government, in the world, and in the hospitals, and blow the whistle and call the alarm on people. This is like Snowden, right? He got famous for doing what? Blowing the whistle on our government for spying, which is bullshit. And he got in trouble for it. Why? Because he broke a law that was unjust. And that's what people do with sun in the 11th. They shine light on laws that are unjust. Like, so be it, we broke the law. Is the law just? No. Look at the 60s when, black people had to be treated differently. And that was the law, that they couldn't go to other schools. There was segregation. Does that sound like a just law to you? Hell no. But it was a law, and it was stupid. And thank God people spoke out against it. Martin Luther King was like a Snowden, He spoke out and called the government on their bullshit. Thank God he had support. Snowden didn't have any support, barely. No one was fighting in the streets with him. Nobody was going against the government with him. He was by himself. But, this represents sun in the 11th house, where someone is by themselves, or maybe with a following, but just reaching the masses, reaching the world, and just putting it out there. brave, just letting their balls out there. You know what I mean? And that's just what I see here with the sun in the 11th house. Someone that's fearless, and someone that may get famous for doing an altruistic act. Someone that could become well known for serving the community and not their government. This is someone that could be very rich and put themselves out there. I don't know. Let's get some more information, please, about sun in the 11th house. I also see, on a non-political, altruistic point of view, this is someone that could be rich. They may have grown up rich. They may have been blessed by being in a rich family. And yet they don't want to be rich. So they're like leaving that life behind them. It's like, you know, Buddha being a prince and then leaving it behind. This could also be someone that wants to be like everybody else. So someone that maybe grew up with a wealthy family but wants to be like everybody else. You know, they want to fit in. So it's like they want to get on social media, they want to get on YouTube. Look at the Prince Harry, right? He wants to be like everybody else, even though he's Prince Harry. And so what's he doing? He's going out there, he's marrying a normal girl, he has a kid. They want to live away from the palace. They don't want to live a traditional royal life. You know, and that's what I mean. That's like sun in the 11th house. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to fit in. I want to go against social norms. And so they want to break the barrier. Okay, so sun in the 11th house. Okay, I got one. Oh my God, one of my favorite ones. Okay, I'm super mushy. Oh, meant to be, driven by love, chosen by spirit. This is one of my favorite cards. This is my Spirit Speaks Oracles. If you guys haven't ordered them yet, you should. They're $155 right now, and I am going to give you a mini read, public, if you want to order this. So I'll pull some cards for you and your name if you want to purchase this deck. So if you're interested, you know where to go. But anyways, this is for the people that have sun in the 11th house. There is purpose, there is destiny, and that is the sun in the 11th house. You were meant to be rich, or meant to be well known, or meant to be with this person. Keep in mind, if these energies don't resonate with you personally, maybe it's who you're going to marry or be with, because the D9 is about a marriage chart. It's about someone that you're married to, and how your life changes when you're in a relationship. So everything changes. So you may not be any of what I've been describing, but maybe you marry someone that's rich. Maybe you marry someone that's famous. Maybe you marry a prince. Maybe you marry someone that's leaving their royalhood to go be with you. I don't know. Maybe you're marrying someone that fights for the greater good. Whatever it is, it's meant to be. And so when you have a sun in the 11th house, with what it's telling me right now is that this relationship was predestined, and God orchestrated it. The universe orchestrated it. This was your twin flame or your divine soulmate. This marriage was written in the stars before you were ever born. Your chart reflects this relationship. Oddly enough, Aquarius is the star card in tarot, so let's talk about those stars, huh? It was written there. Your birth chart will definitely start to show you signs that you were meant to be with this person. You might see this person reflective in your chart. See the wings are black and white. He's got the black, she's got the white. It just represents the yin yang, the twin flame, divine soulmate, masculine, feminine energy. And so I feel like your chart will be reflecting this relationship. And what I mean by that is, say your Venus is in their sign, their sun sign, or rising sign, or moon, or it's reflecting, which is across from that Venus, is their sun sign, or moon, or rising. It's like they're either in your Venus, or your Venus is looking at them. Okay? Destiny. It could also be the 7th house, to where you see their sign in your 7th house, and they represent that spousal energy, which is what we're talking about, the D9 Navamsa. So they represent what I'm talking about here. And so that could be them. Whatever this is, you know who they are, and they were meant to be with you. and you guys are very, very in love deeply. And you were chosen by the gods, you were chosen by God, you were chosen by Spirit to be together on this earth to do a very big, great deed, which is to better this planet in some way. Whether that's speaking to the masses and giving them truth, whether that's conserving our planet, helping children or animals or people or all the above, whether that's writing a book and putting information out there for the world to read, whether that's doing tarot and helping people on their journey, whether that's doing palmistry or psychic readings and helping people with their lives. It was meant to be. And so this relationship was guiding you towards your purpose. And it is showing me that you will be very well known and blessed. If you fulfill your purpose, you should be very rich or very well off and definitely more than secure. Okay, I call that rich. Your health will be very good. I also call that rich. And your love will be blessed. And this is like God waited for the perfect time to introduce you to this person. Maybe you were single for years, which is very Aquarius. But I'm not talking about Aquarius. I'm talking about the 11th house. I was just using that as an example. But maybe you were single for years and you didn't understand why you couldn't find the right person. And so you wait, and before you know it, you're 26 or you're 36 or you're 46 or whatever. And then you meet the one. And all it took was the one. And everything works out. It's like it's just handed to you on a silver platter. Everything works out. You know the relationship was meant to be. It was perfect. It was aligned, and nothing was blocking you. And that sun in the 11th house. It's like this relationship for you was meant to be. And there is not going to be any obstacles. There's going to be blessings and abundance. There's going to be wealth, health, and happiness. There's going to be purpose. And there's going to be a union where I think you and this person will work together as a team, helping the globe in some way, whether it starts at home in your community and stays there or reaches the globe. But you guys, as soulmates or twin flames, have a purpose for the world, and it will happen in a union. And so this union, for those of you that have sun in the 11th house, D9 Navamsa, it's going to help the world. And Spirit wants you to know it was supposed to happen all this way. There was no coincidences. It was very serendipitous. There's a lot of synchronistic numbers. There's a lot of new beginnings here, but it was all laid out for you on a red carpet because you were reincarnated for this purpose. So it's going to feel very like all the puzzles are fitting perfectly. Okay, so let's move on now to the 12th house. I'm finally on the 12th house. This is the last one. So if you have sun in the 12th house, Tiffany, this is you. Yay, I'm so glad you hung out this long. Okay, we're going to talk about this. A sun in the 12th house is about, in the D9 Navamsa's relationships, right? Marriage, other people. It's about you shining the light on people's secrets. Psychic, intuitive. Where does this come from? Well, if you meet someone and they're hiding something from you, you know it. Am I right? Anyone that tries to keep a secret from someone that has a sun in the 12th house, D9 Navamsa, they cannot keep a secret because this person will be so psychic. You cannot keep that a secret. They already know. They have a way to see through the veil of this realm to the next. You cannot keep a secret from this person. This is your spouse or this is you, but there is a transparency here, okay? And there is some very strong psychic intuitive abilities. And Jesus, I just want to tell you, oh my gosh, it's like as soon as you get in this relationship or as soon as you hit the age of 36, boom, psychic abilities on point. Like you really come into you really come into who you're supposed to be. That's sun in the 12th house. And it's just like, okay, this is who I am. This is who I am. I am so-and-so the psychic, so-and-so the tarot card reader, so-and-so the medium. I am so-and-so, the weirdo down the street with the 12 cats that knows shit people don't usually know. I am that crazy person that can know there's a tornado or an earthquake or some event going to happen. I am that person that maybe just senses people are going to die, or senses that somebody's hiding something and they need to open up and talk about it. You are that person that maybe even speaks to spirits. Okay? Yeah. And you're just like, well, I guess, damn it, Steph, I'm that person. And so this is who you are over the age of 36, or who you are when you get married. You just transform into this spiritual being. Tell me more about the sun in the 12th house, please. Sun in the 12th house. We have setting the stage. Building up to the perfect moment. And that says so much about this. Your whole life was being built for this moment. For this moment that you're the medium, the psychic, the intuitive, the caretaker. This moment. This moment to be the healer. This moment to blow the whistle. When you have sun in the 12th house, it talks about shining light on secret things. Shining light on the darkness, a lot like Scorpio. Shining light on things that people don't talk about. Bringing health and healing and light to people that are suffering in sickness and in sadness, even in jail. It's like when you have the sun in the 12th house, you bring this energy of hope and healing, and you're a guiding light, and you're a lighthouse in a storm. Everyone that needs guidance seeks out this energy, this sun in the 12th house. They seek it and say, help me. I'm in the dark. I'm trying to be guided to the light. I'm trying to learn about what happens when we die. I'm trying to learn about spirituality, my gifts, these other senses. I'm trying to learn about hidden secret knowledge that the whole world doesn't talk about. I'm trying to master these things. And so when you have a sun here in your married life or in your adult life, when you're over the age of 36, the D9 Navamsa, you become that lighthouse. You become the guiding light for your lover that needs to be seeing the truth. Your purpose may be so you can bring your spouse to God, to spirituality, to enlightenment, to healing, and to security. You may bring your spouse to justice. And so this is a very spiritual person. So I feel like you're going to be this person. The king has now stepped into territory that this is the end of the road. This is the last stop. You're either going to make it or you don't. And I feel like you're going to make it. I feel like the king steps into this house and says, okay, this is my stage. I was built for this moment, which means you were made for this marriage. You were made for this union. You may have been created, twin flame energy again, soulmate energy again, to bring your spouse to this union with you, to grow and to learn. You'll teach your children about peace and meditation and those practices. There'll be very spiritual acts in this union, even a lot like Sagittarius in that sense, where it's going to be a very profound spiritual union. And there could be distance. If you have the sun in the 12th house, this could represent that you may live far away from your family or your spouse because you're maybe a doctor in Uganda helping people there, or you're teaching children, English in China or something, or, you're putting yourself far away from your family to help the world. And you do have a marriage, you do have a family, you do have a union, but you also have a purpose. And you know that you were built for more than just traditional marriage. So you're exploring the taboos of that and how it can work, where you can fulfill your dreams and your spouse can fulfill their dreams as well. So there is this energy of separation and isolation and independence in this union, in this marriage. And I feel like you're going to be fine because you were built for this. You guys are not clingy, attached people. You guys are okay in the separation, and there will be this going and coming, going and coming. And it may not be for everyone, but I do feel that possibly you will have lost a father at a young age, okay? Or someone that was like a father to you. I also feel like you could lose a spouse at a young age at some point on this path over the age of 36 or in a married life. In a way that maybe it's not always death, but it could be the loss because you moved far away and you haven't seen them in years. It could be a loss because they're in the hospital and you're very distant from them a lot and they're very ill. It could be a loss because they move away to a spiritual place. It could be a loss because someone goes to jail. I don't know if I already said that. And it could be a loss just because your relationship gets very distant because of spirituality, where they resent you for your altruistic acts. They resent you for being wise. And so there is this energy here that is kind of sad. But again, the stage was set. It was predestined, you know, just like Aquarius or the 11th house here, meant to be. Building up for this moment, setting the stage. Again, if you look into your astrological chart, it was already all there. Losing someone, being separated, going through hardships, losses, and growth. It brought you to this enlightenment. It sets you up for this moment where you're the teacher. A lot like Sagittarius, where the student becomes the teacher. And you've gotten very wise, very young. And so this sun in the 12th house is just like, there's no secrets from you. You know so much. I'm not saying you're a know-it-all, but I'm saying you've seen a lot and you know a lot. And you are qualified to be a medium. You are qualified to be a teacher and a psychic and a healer. You are qualified. And so this is just saying that you were built for this and you're going to follow your purpose. And whatever relationship you get into in this D9 Navamsa, there will be distance. Whether it's emotional distance because they feel like you're so high up there they can't be with you there, or because you're very separated physically. But there's distance in the relationship. There is some isolation. But it's for great purpose. And I feel like you're going to feel fulfilled. But there will be losses, and I think it's nothing new to you. Or whoever this is, whatever it will be. It's reversible too. If it's not you, it's your spouse. But I feel like whoever this is, you'll be used to the losses, that you can handle it now. And it's not going to affect you like it would affect everybody else. It would affect everybody else in a very hard way, but it doesn't affect you that way. And so that's why you're the teacher. This is why you show people how to handle a loss. This is why you show people how to come to God or how to come to spirituality. And this is why you show people esoteric knowledge. You also enlighten them on politics, what's true, what's not true, because you're a truth seer, a lot like Saggy. So you and Saggy are like right here, and it's like you tell people what's true, what's not true. You can see through the lies. And when people tell you things about their life and what's going on with them, you can see through their bullshit too. You're not going to fall for someone's bullshit. You're going to help them and heal them. You know what's wrong with them. A lot of times you might hear voices and see things, see people. That's okay. It's part of your purpose. Open it, be ready for it, and be ready for the changes. A lot of psychics and mediums and intuitives are isolated people. So if you haven't been of this age yet, or you haven't been married into this yet, know that it's coming. Know that if you are a spiritual teacher, you will have isolation, because most of you guys are empathic. You can't be around masses of people and absorb all their energy and be who you are, because it's too much, it's overload. You need to hone in and focus in on your spiritual energy so you can be whole with self and spirit and then teach others. So there will be isolation because you need to recharge and cleanse and detoxify all the other people's energy you've been sucking in. Very empathic person and very emotional and quiet, soft-spoken. This person would be soft-spoken. It's like you speak quieter because they listen. You don't have to yell for a room to listen. In fact, this person is like, when you speak quieter, they listen. Because if they're talking too loud, they're not going to hear you. And they want to listen to you, setting the stage. Anyways, this is someone that could be on stage, like Sadhguru or Muji. Okay? You know what I mean? And that's what I'm seeing here with Sun in the 12th house. It is someone that's going to be on a stage teaching people about spirituality, being around a lot of people, but also isolating. And that's what I see. And I see that this is how far your soul will have grown. If you are blessed to have a sun in the 12th house in a D9 Navamsa, you are meant to bring your lover to the light and your children. B, you are meant to have a spiritual path where you would probably make a career out of it. And C, you're okay with being alone and you've been put through loss and death. So you've experienced a lot of that, which has attributed to your spiritual growth. It's like you cannot be the spiritual guru or teacher or psychic or medium unless you have experienced death, hardship, heartache, loss. If you have not experienced those things, you cannot be this. And so when your soul was reborn here, knowing your purpose through marriage and age, that you already had all those things written in the stars because you were meant to be this person on this stage. So all of your pain was building up to the perfect moment. And so if you have a sun in the 12th house in this relationship, anyways, I do feel like you are meant for this and you were built for this. And you're very strong. And if you are this person, what could bring you down? What could bring you down? Nothing. Nothing could bring you down. You've already been brought down so far. There's nothing else that can bring you down. Nothing. And I rest my case. There's just nothing. It's a very strong person in this chart. Okay? And so these are my evaluations and what I believe is going on here with Sun in these houses in the D9 Navamsa. And this is just, I guess, one of a series maybe I'll do. I will go ahead and I'll do the other planets. We'll talk about Jupiter and Mars and Venus in your Navamsa as well. But the reason I'm focusing on the Navamsa chart is because it's your married chart or it's your adult chart. And however that resonates for you. I explained a lot of this in the beginning of the video, so I hope you catch it. But again, just reiteration, the sun is your ego, your confidence, your drive, your determination, your respect, your purpose, why you were born, and it represents the things that you were meant to do and the things you really, really want, and who you feel you are. And so it represents you to a very high standard. And so when you're looking at the D9 Navamsa chart, it represents who you are in a marriage or in a relationship with children, someone you live with and share life with. It means this is who you are then. Or it means, if you're single in some sense, it means that this is who you are after the age of 36. Who you become. Who has your soul been working so hard to transform to be. So, however that resonates for you, that's what I'm talking about. And sun, you know, like I said, is representing you, your soul. Soul, sun. This is your purpose in this relationship, in this marriage, in this union, or your life, whatever this would mean for you today. So I wanted to go ahead and just do a little reading and touch with some card readings here on what this means for all you guys. Before I end, I'm just going to pull a tarot for each of these people, and I'll end the reading, okay? So just one card, please. One card for the first house. One card. Okay, fine. I'm going to take two. Shit. Okay, so Sun in the first house, I have Justice in reverse and the Eight of Cups in reverse. Scorpio, Libra, it could be a cusper there. This is definitely the energy of someone that walked away and it was an injustice. It was an unfair treatment. So there's some mirroring going on. You see yourself in someone else's eyes. There's twin flame energy, soulmate energy here. You regret that this person left you. There was a separation of some sorts and you're waiting for justice. Bottom of the deck is King of Wands, man over 25 years old. This would be a mature masculine, even if it's a female, okay? And Leo energy. This person could be arrogant. This person could be difficult to be with, work with, talk to, live with. This person's egotistical, and this person mirrors you, so be careful because they may be mirroring to you some of the issues you had going on with you. But you're learning these things and you are seeing yourself in this. You're seeing your mistakes and your pros and your cons, and I think justice will be yours, okay? And let's see Sun in the second house. D9 Navamsa, we had let it go. Let go of what was and accept what is. Okay, and that's the card I got there for those of you that have Sun in the second. D9 Navamsa. Let's just get one tarot, please. One tarot card for this person. More reversals? What the heck? These all reversed? No, they're not reversed. Okay, whatever. I'm just getting reversals. I have the World in reverse, and I have the Page of Wands in reverse. So this is a lack of communication and an ending. And we have let it go. If you have Sun in the second house, and you're watching this tonight, maybe thinking about a relationship, I guess the advice here is to let it go for now, accept what was and what is, because I don't think it's over. When the World is in reverse, it's like it's over, but it's going to come back. It's not a 180, it's a 360. So it goes around, comes around. What left will return. And so this Page of Wands means there's been a misunderstanding. There's been a misunderstanding and a miscommunication. There may also be a loss of money because of the second house here. So if you do have a Sun in the second house, I feel you've lost a lot of money or you will, okay? And it's very hard and it's a pain in the heart, but I want you to accept the loss. It's time to let it go so we can start over again. Harsh message, but that's what it says. Let's go ahead and look at Sun in the third house. Please, one tarot card here. 10 of Pentacles, financial gain, money contentment, signing a money agreement. And we do have going the distance. Every mile will be worth your while. So if you have a Sun in the third house in the D9 Navamsa, expect wealth and health and happiness and abundance. I don't see any losses for you. I see that you're going to be doing very well, very, very, very well. Bottom of the deck is Ace of Pentacles. Money coming, divine wish being granted. So if this is you watching, if this is anyone watching with that situation, keep going. Every single blood, sweat, and tears and energy you've put into this relationship or your life will pay off. You are going to have a new beginning, possibly with an earth sign, and it will involve marriage and commitment. And that's coming in this year of 2020. Now let's go ahead and look into Sun in the fourth house in the D9 Navamsa. One tarot, please, for the Sun in the fourth house. And I have strength, Leo energy, overcoming obstacles, inner strength and confrontation with yourself and other people. Okay. And this is about Knight of Wands. Okay, an important letter, communication coming in. Fire sign energy here. This is really, really nice. Can we say love is coming in the way? Love is coming in and on the way is what I meant to say. Could be a fire sign, certainly Leo Saggy energy. This person, the view, wishing you were here. This is someone from the past that does want to return. I think you guys are going to overcome your obstacles. And I think you guys are going to make a go of this relationship. It is fated. It is meant to be. I see an infinite symbol with the 8 and the strength card. And so you guys were together in a past life and you will be together again. And this is fate. And I think there's a lot of missing each other and yearning for each other. And I say give it some time and this is going to come back together. And it's actually going to come fairly quick. I would say within about 8 weeks. Okay, so now we're going to get into the sun in the 5th house, D9 Navamsa. We have deep, profound feelings and memories. This is one of my favorite cards. Isn't that beautiful? So very emotional situation. Let's go ahead and look more into this with the D9 Navamsa sun in the 5th house. Yes, one card. Ace of Wands, new beginnings, birth, new ideas, and creation. And then we have 9 of Wands, which is undecided. Need to take a step out of the situation. And then you will see more clearly. There's going to be a new beginning with someone who's been very defensive. This person has deep feelings for you. And I feel like they're fiery, they're hot-headed, they have quite the temper. You guys have had some good fights. But there's a lot of good memories here. There's some very deep, profound feelings. And you guys are going to have another chance at this relationship. I see somebody coming back, someone that's been very defensive and built walls between you and him or her. And I think that there's a passionate fire that's been burning in your hearts and never burned out. And I think they haven't let you go and they won't let you go and you won't let them go. So I see a holding on and it's not over yet. And that's that 9 of Wands. It's a wounded warrior ready for this new beginning. So I see some good change and movement happening for you. So let's go ahead and look into the sun in the 6th house, the D9 Navamsa. We have protective, keeping your joy safe. My bad, I made the deck and I can't even read. So keeping your joy safe. And if you guys are interested in these cards, they are available on my website. And you do get a free mini reading with them if you order, okay? Public mini reading, okay? That means I pull cards for you publicly, okay? All right, so let's get some card pulls. What does this mean, please, for the sun in the 6th house, D9 Navamsa? Page of Swords, communication, spying or deception, reflecting back over your shoulder. And then we have 2 of Swords. So if you have a sun in the 6th house, thank you, Elizabeth, I love you. And the D9 Navamsa, there could be dealing with an air sign here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we have someone that is needing to take the blindfold off and see the truth. They need to keep reassessing the situation so there can be some peace and harmony. Someone needs to get it together. And I feel like this is protective. This is kind of a fight because I feel like someone has a choice to make, possibly a decision to make, over leaving someone out in the cold, ignoring someone, dissing someone, blocking someone, being rude, being mean, being cruel. And they need to act right. They need to step out and make the right decision. This person's been in denial. They've been in denial and they've been very defensive, protective over their secrets, maybe protective over a child or vice versa. And anyways, I just see that a decision needs to be made by seeing the clear picture for what it is. So I think this person needs to make up their mind, make that decision. They need to do their homework. There's a message probably coming in for them with the Page of Swords that they're not going to like to hear, but it's the truth. And so someone's going to hear the truth, and they're going to have to buckle up, Buttercup, and make a decision because they have to do the right thing for peace and harmony. And so they got to take the blindfold off, and I think they will. I think they are going to reach out slowly but surely. They're going to be very protective of themselves and defensive, but they're slowly going to come in and just start communicating again out of the blue. And that's what I see. Show me, please, the 7th house. Sun in the 7th house for the D9 Navamsa. Sun in the 7th house. D9 Navamsa, please. Give me a message. Okay. 6 of Wands, Leo energy. A letter or news coming in. It's a victory. And then I have the Three of Wands, traveling over land, surveying your kingdom. That's beautiful. And this is waiting for this good news, waiting for something to come in the past. Somebody's waiting for someone from the past to come back in and talk. Somebody's been waiting for a message or a visit. And I feel like what's going to happen for these people that have Sun in the 7th house, D9 Navamsa, if you've been waiting for a Leo or another fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, to come in for you, and it was like an ancient history relationship. I do have ancient history, the past. This is like once in a blue moon, right? In this case, once in a blood moon. Okay, there's some new energy coming in for you during an eclipse. And I haven't been quite keeping up on the eclipses, but I do know that there's an eclipse coming up soon. And so I do feel like by the next eclipse or after the next eclipse, somewhere around the eclipse, there is going to be a huge transition and movement, and there's going to be a victory for you. And I think that you've been waiting for this. You've been waiting for this person to come back from the past. And this is somebody returning for a reconciliation after a war, after a long, hard battle. And it's like, this is ancient history, right? But they're coming back. And so they're traveling to see you. And you're expecting it. You're waiting for them. And just keep waiting. It will come. It is going to come. I do feel like it's about 6 to 9 weeks for this person to come back into your life. I do feel like they will. They've been holding a grudge, and they've been holding on to stubbornness. Stubborn like a bull. Could be a Taurus involved. But believe me, they're going to budge. And so there's healing and reconciliation all over this. So if you have Sun in the 7th house, expect a huge blessing of healing and reuniting. Okay, there's going to be a reuniting for the both of you. Let's go ahead now and look into the Sun in the 8th house. D9 Navamsa, just a tarot card, please. We have love is a journey, so just keep swimming. Okay, like I always say, love is a journey, not a destination. So just keep swimming. All right, so let's see what this has to say. Sun in the 8th for the D9 Navamsa. Give me a message. Sun in the 8th. Sun in the 8th, please. And it came flying off. Typical, typical. Four of Swords. Sickness, bed illness, needing to take care, time out, rest, and relaxation is needed here. So someone could be sick with COVID. Someone could just be feeling sick with the flu. Somebody could just not be feeling well at all. Maybe they're just tired on their period, stressed. This is just, I'm not feeling well. And if this isn't you, it's your person. So someone does not feel good. All right. And this is a journey. Okay, it's not the end. I do see some healing and recovery with the number 4. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Good news, thank God. Elevation of money, overseas trip, or completion of a phase. And this Wheel of Fortune is a really good sign. So if someone is sick, they will recover. If someone has felt like they've suffered a financial loss because of this COVID-19, there will be a recovery. Okay, they're going to make more money than they did before COVID-19. They're going to be fine. They're going to readjust, reestablish, and reposition themselves. There's a new beginning, and there's stability. So just keep swimming, and that's what we're hearing. So just keep swimming. All right, so we're going to now look into, I think I got lost here. Yeah, so we have to do the 9th house. Okay. So now we're going to do, oh, am I in the 8th? I just did 7th and then 8th. Wait a minute. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay, so then we have 9th. Okay, so give me a message here for the 9th. Okay, Sun in the 9th. Wow. So we have 3 of Swords. Deception, frustration, jealousy, and a broken heart. Okay, yikes. So someone's brokenhearted right now. Someone's really having a hard time. Like, this sucks. Third party situation, possibly. It talks about deception, frustration, and jealousy. with the broken heart. Oh my God, you don't want to see the bottom. But I'm going to show you. You don't want to see the bottom. But it's the devil. Yeah, there's a karmic relationship floating around here. Okay? Look at that. That's just terrible, right? Ninth house, sun in the ninth house. Damn it. Again, it says jealousy. Jealousy or trouble. Able to break the chains that are binding you or holding you back. So you are able to break them. But there is a third-party karmic situation lurking. Okay? And it's frustrating as hell, and it hurts you, and it's very hard. And you're going to have a hard time. But I do see you have the power to break this karmic situation up and heal this pain and this heartache. So just keep soaring, because you're going to be fine. You're going to overcome this. Certainly you're going to overcome this. And they're not going to be able to hold one on you. Let's just do a bonus card for you just to see. That's a tough situation, right? Just one bonus card. Sun in the ninth house, D9. Are they going to overcome this devil, this karmic situation, and this broken heart? I have addiction in reverse. Good sign. Yes, you're going to be able to overcome it. But the addiction says codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block and restraint. I'm glad it popped up in reverse, but that is what was going on here. And so there was a codependent relationship. There's also some controlling energy here and obsessions. And I think if you had a sun in the ninth house, D9, you're going to get over it. Someone's going to get over it. They're going to break free. Either you're going to break free from a karmic relationship, or they're going to break free from a karmic relationship. Okay? One or the other. And now let's look into the 10th house, please. Sun in the 10th house, the Emperor. I love it. Soaring. What was that? Soaring, nothing holding you back. And it says stability or stabilizing influence coming into your life. The Emperor, nothing holding you back. So if you have Sun in the 10th house, boom. Really happy, really firm foundation. Again, fame, fortune, stability, financial freedom, money, fame, I already said that, duh, and just stability, marriage even. So there's so many good things coming in here. A very famous, well-known person is the Emperor. Number 4 is stability. We have Magician. Again, what does that say? Putting on a show. Hello, Gemini, Virgo, right? Mercury. Communicating with the masses, using their hands. Hasta Nakshatra. Hello, this is working with your hands. You're doing something with your hands. Computer technology, writing a book, singing, songwriting, acting, whatever. You know, you're using your hands for fame, for fortune, for splendor. And so this is financial freedom. For work, this is self-employment. You don't work for anybody. You're the emperor. You're the boss. You're the big head honcho. This is someone either rising to fame and fortune or rising to entrepreneurship. And really someone is just really getting what they want. Yes, great manifester. That's right. Thank you for the observation, Elizabeth. Someone that observes and manifests what they want, and they bring it into fruition with the emperor. This is why they're so financially stable, because they have a goal, right? I want to make 100,000 this year. Boom, you make 100,000 this year. I want to have my own business. Boom, you make your own business. I want to be famous and well-known. Boom, you put yourself out there. Also, you were blessed by God because you were born with this. So you picked the right thing. It's in your chart. And so it's not just luck. It's not just by chance. It was ordained. And so you were meant to be this person. And so you're soaring. Nothing's holding you back. Finances are out of control. You're going to be awesome. I love it. You're just going to get the things that you want. It's a very good reading for someone. Okay, you're going to get what you want. You're in control. The world is looking at you. You're well known and you're secure and you're not moving. This guy is sitting on a stone throne. He's not budging. He's not going anywhere. So this fame, this fortune isn't going to disappear anytime soon. Let's move on to Sun in the 11th house, please. I wanted 1, but I went ahead and got 3. I'll just take them. I have 3 of Cups, celebration, bright happenings. I love it. Marriage announcements, birth announcements. Yes, Sun in the 11th, birth announcements, marriage announcements. Yes, I see some good things happening here. And then I have good news, right? 2 of Wands. This is a short journey, movement near water. You could be traveling near water or just moving closer towards love. Okay, making a decision and going with it. This is seeing what you want and going for it. The decision was made and the world is yours. And so this relationship is a union. It's coming together, the two. And then Six of Cups, happy house, childhood memories. Also past life lovers coming together. We had meant to be, right? Past life lovers created. You guys were together in a past life. You'll be together again. And I see a message for someone that you deserve this. You deserve harmony and balance with someone that you love very dearly and someone that was in your life before you were born here again. And so you guys have known each other before. And there is going to be a union of your souls. And I feel like the union would be marriage. So, congratulations. I do see marriage coming up for you. 8 of Wands, speedy news or situation coming, arrows of love. So, you might be proposed to or getting married within 8 weeks. Or you could be having a child announcement within 8 weeks or wanting to plan one. Okay? But there's some good news there for whoever that is. Great. And let's see the sun in the 12th house. Lots of cards again. I'll just take them. We have 5 of Wands. Arguments and battles are all around you. Difficult. You've been fighting. It's been a competition. It's been drama. The next one, Knight of Swords. Okay, this is a speedy situation coming to an end. Okay, this drama, this fight, this battle, it's coming to an end very quickly. And then we have 4 of Cups. Money fluctuations. Being offered something you may not want. So just really unsatisfied financially right now. It's not going so great. The relationship's a little intense. There's a lot of just disharmony. It's like, I know something good is coming. You're getting an offer from the universe. They're going to offer you new happiness and a new cup. Right now it feels shitty. But your things are going to change. Again, this situation is coming to a quick end. It's been intense. It's been shitty. It's probably been a really hard 5 weeks. But don't give up. It's changing. I do like the number 4 of Cups because that does represent 4 months, and we are in April. So this situation will be squashed this month. So yes, right? It's like, oh, thank God stuff. Whatever difficulties you've been facing, obstacles, frustration, whether it's health, dissatisfaction, financially, whatever, it's going to come to an end this month. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Work frustrations, again, coming in, hard work needed to be done, either at work or in situations of life. But again, just frustrations, just disappointment. You've been working so hard, so long. You thought you would have more right now, and it just didn't pull through or come in like you thought. So it's like, damn it. I expected better or more, whatever this is. And I'm disappointed, but I'm hoping for more. And so you're going to keep rebuilding. It just takes a little more work, a little more time. Like I said, in April, I feel like it's going to end. And I feel like if you're dealing with a very difficult person, I'm feeling very Taurus, or someone that could be very Leo, very fixed. This is a fixed sign, whoever it is. If you're dealing with someone like that, they're going to stop being so damn difficult this month. There's going to be some easing up on it, and I see some peace. I see that you guys are going to have the ending of a long, difficult cycle, thank God, and you're going to come out ahead of this. Little clue for you, bottom of the deck, Temperance. Again, money restrictions. That's the 3rd confirmation for someone with Sun in the 12th house. Money restrictions, testing the water. So again, financial disappointment. Don't worry, have patience. This is being healed and mended, and I love this Temperance because it is Archangel Raphael, but it does represent Jesus to me, the physician, which is April, the ram. Okay, so there's a new beginning again in April. Have patience. This is going to be healed and balanced. Woosah. Okay, guys, so that is my reading. I've been on here for like ever. I'm leaving. I'm done. Good night. I love you guys. I hope this reading was good for you. I'm sure it was probably kind of confusing for some of you that just walked in. I urge you to watch the beginning if you didn't catch it. Again, this was for D9 chart, which is your Navamsa, which is basically a dissection of your 7th house in your birth chart. So you're not going to see this chart in your birth chart. You're just going to see it in the D9. And I told you guys where to go for it in the beginning, but I'll say it again. Go to Vault of the Heavens and Google it with Lahiri Ayanamsha. Pick the North chart. It's easier to read, but you don't have to. But I recommend it. You have to have your time of birth and the place. Okay? Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I appreciate you. So I hope these readings did something for you, gave you some purpose, some understanding of your relationships, of yourself. The reason I wanted to do this reading today was because everyone's at home, isolated, most of you guys, and I know you want to do something with your time. And so I thought, what better way than to help you guys start looking at your chart, looking at your astrology and seeing about yourself and your spouse and your relationship. It's kind of gets boring sometimes. We watch tarot after tarot after tarot. It's nice to get into the astrology of it and see in your chart where these energies lie, what's really going on, and digging a little deeper. And now that we have some time to do it, I figured that a little bonus reading to help you guys, look into your married life as far as where your sun is can give you some direction, or at least the beginnings of some ideas and thoughts about your relationship and what's going on with it. So you can decipher these things for yourself and sort out the madness in your lives, right? And try to make sense of things and get answers and remedies and try to fix things. And that's what we're here for. We're here to learn and to grow and to fix shit with our lives. So let's do it. I will be doing another chart for the Navamsa, not another chart, another reading to where I'll help you guys with what happens when your Jupiter is in one of these houses, and then we'll do Mars and Saturn and etc. Okay, so we'll Venus, and we'll learn about your relationship through the D9. And I'll probably spend a little bit more each time talking about the D9, but this is what I could do quickly. I'm not perfect. I'm sure there was some mistakes in these readings, but I did my best. I hope it did something for you. So keep looking at your chart, guys. Pull it, dissect it, learn about it. I recommend some really good astrologers to help you with these things too. Joni Patry does really good work for Vedic sidereal astrology, which is what I study. And you can listen to her videos and descriptions about your chart. And you can also look at Raj Kapel with the KRS Learn Astrology channel. And he will also teach you a lot of different videos on how and what these things mean. And they'll go even deeper, more in detail. They have thousands of videos. But, when you do Vedic astrology, keep in mind they focus more on your moon and rising sign in Vedic. And each zodiac sign has 2.5 nakshatras, 2.5 nakshatras per zodiac sign. So each sign is different. And inside each of those nakshatras is 4 padas, which is the 4 footprints and steps into the nakshatra, which have different energies as well. So each zodiac sign can be broken down into pieces and parts that are tailored specifically to how you think, feel, and operate. So each and every one of you is unique and different. 2 Leos will not be the same. 2 Virgos will not be the same. Everyone is different because of these reasons. And it does matter the time of birth. It affects your rising greatly, and the nakshatra, and the padas. So you should know your time of birth and location. It is very important. Don't guess it. If you want to learn about your soul and your life and your birth chart and what your purpose is here, you need to know these things. And if you struggle, just ask people that may know to get that information for you. This is your life, and the best way to start making sense of it and healing it is knowing more about you. And what is that saying? Know thyself and you'll know me, which is God. Know yourself and you will know God. God is in you. The universe is in you. So study yourself, because in doing so, you're studying God. You're studying the universe, which is in you. So it's very good to learn about yourself. And in doing that, you're going to learn about your partner. And when you study astrology, Venus is representing who and what your partner is like. And Jupiter for women, that represents your partner as well, your spouse, your significant other, who and what they're like. And even Mars, even Mercury talks about the communication style and your friendship with your lover. So all these things are really important to learn and grow and know. So keep studying and researching the heck out of yourself and your person. Why not, if you have that information, pull up your person's chart. If you don't know their time of birth, that's okay. You can kind of guess it or ask a family member, but at least you can get somewhat close. You won't know all the details with the nakshatras and padas and rising, but at least you would know their sun and moon, okay? And so that would give you some direction into what kind of a person they are and what kind of a path they're on. Anyways, that's it, guys. I love you. Thank you for watching my channel. Remember, love is a journey, not a destination, so just keep swimming. And if you are interested in purchasing, one more time, my deck, this is my special that I have going on, and you can purchase this very large oracle on my website, jks1111.com. I will be doing a new order for these soon. I've only sold, and markers, this is good for you to know too, I've only sold about 15 of these cards. So I need to hit 25 to order a box to receive this package. So if I could get 10 more of these orders sometime this month, this week, I can get these sent out to you guys very soon. But I need 10 more for this specific order. And I am offering free mini readings with this deck. So if you want to encourage friends or family to purchase these or encourage other people to purchase these, that would be great. But these are available. And that's it. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and have a blessed, beautiful evening. I really hope this helped you. And good night, guys. It's a long one. See you tomorrow. Thank you, markers, for everything you do. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Elizabeth, for everything you do, and I appreciate you. Thank you, Tiffany Jones, for hanging in there. I appreciate you. You guys have been amazing. Thank you, Exo Casadio. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And MLQ13, thank you so much for your comments. I appreciate your love. And I'll see you guys, okay? So, love you. Bye.